was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started, you once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
of Asgard 5v5 Smite tournament. For our first game, we are going to be having DQing people for easy wins versus Subsist.
Now, I know you guys think that DQing people for an easy wins is a really long and, basic name, but we're just going to be calling them DQing, pretty much. If we're talking about DQing people for easy wins, we're just going to say DQing. That's going to be easier. Right now, we see a Nemesis ban coming out and an RDO ban on the side of Subsist. So, pretty much, we see pretty classic bans on both sides. Nemesis, just a very strong assassin pick. We see a lot of people wanting to pick her up to get rid of the tank meta that's going on right now. And RDO, RDO is just annoying. So we're also now seeing a Scotty ban from DQing. Another strong hunter trying to take down some of the picks that an ADC might decide to go for, especially one of the ones that are kind of more comfortable. Coming out of the recent meta, Scotty being picked up a lot because she's got a pretty great sense of control, she's got good clear, and she really benefits from building a lot of power. Raijin is also now the ban on the Chaos side, and we see Kukulin locked in on the side of DQing.
It's going to be a very good pick on the side of DQ. Got the Jeb locked in as well.
We also do see that Izanami lock in, and now we've got Ho Yi on the side of DQing people for easy wins.
Interesting pick. I like it though.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the Ho Yi pick, if you mark Izanami before she goes invisible, you're going to be able to see her. That's just the part of the ability. Mark of the Golden Crow is a very good ability for gods with invises, especially against, Ao Kuang in the recent meta, and now Izanami ever since she got that buff in the last patch. Also, Giannis getting locked in for DQing people for easy wins. So talk to me a bit, what do you think is probably going to be going on with this draft here that we see on the side of DQing? Do you think that they're going to look to go for some Guardians next, or do you think that they're going to have to go for their jungler? What do you think is going to be really important for them to look for in the next couple of picks?
I believe on the side of DQing, it would be better for them to start getting probably a Guardian going, because they also just picked up a Ratatosker on the side of Subsist. So they might want to make sure that they have something to counteract against that, because Ratatosker will get in there and will absolutely destroy your day.
Yeah, I mean, Ratatosker, one of those gods that just gets picked up a lot recently. Ever since he saw a couple of buffs in the past couple of patches, he's been picked up by all sorts of people in the SPL, and now a lot of people are really taking him up in these, I guess you would say, amateurish leagues as well. Any particular reason why people enjoy this character now?
I mean, Ratatosker always used to be a little medium pick, but ever since he got those buffs, it's just he's a go-to pick. He's just very strong, and he's not that complex of a god to play. So take advantage of it as you can. And especially if it's not banned out, you could just absolutely get in there. And honestly, if he gets strong enough, he can take out 1v2s, 1v3s pretty easily.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. So right now we're seeing on the side of DQing people an Osiris and a Thoth ban, trying to focus out both that solo and that mid lane that Subsist haven't picked yet. Whereas on the side of Subsist, we see the Raijin and the Ganesh ban, correct? I think?
Yes.
Or is it Ganesh and Faf? I might have not been paying attention. Talking about Ratatosker and Ho Yi.
It would be Ganesh, and it would be, I think it was RDO actually. But that's a good Hercules pickup on the side of Subsist as well.
Yeah, now we're seeing the Ares and the Erlang Shen hover and then subsequent lock in. That's a pretty interesting pick, I would say, that Ares.
Now, they still have the Erlang Shen hovered, so they are debating on if they want to lock it in or not.
That is true, and right now they already have a warrior locked in, but I don't have a single doubt in my mind that they would be willing to put a warrior in the jungle, especially when both Erlang Shen and Kukulin have very strong jungling abilities.
I 100% agree with you there. Looks like it will be an Erlang Shen lock-in.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't lock it in. Both characters are very strong at this moment, and since Subsist have their Hercules locked in, I really doubt that they would go for something like an Odin to counteract that Erlang Shen. Also, they did ban away that Osiris, who is one of the most kind of potent counters to Erlang Shen. So he's pretty much in the clear, I'd say.
So what I'm going to assume is that they wanted this Erlang Shen pick to come out late, and that's why they banned the Osiris, because they probably weren't going to expect it. But now we also have a very, very smart pick on this side of Subsist.
Yeah, we do see that Scylla pick, and a lot of people are really debating whether or not Scylla is good right now. Mostly because she does lack in that early game. But in the late game, she is the playmaker and the game changer. If she gets off and I'm a monster in the late game, that could totally change the face of the game. Not only is that ability used for secure on those important objectives, but it's also just an ability that does a ton of damage and resets on kills. You get one kill, you get 2, 3, 4, you could get a pentakill with that ability. That's one of the most famous abilities actually to get a pentakill on. So overall, contested pick, I would say it's pretty good.
I 100% agree with you there.
So yeah,
do you have any predictions for this game?
Right now I've got to say both drafts are looking kind of even. I do have to give it to DQing people, mostly because I am excited to see this Ares pick. I don't know a lot of what Wolf King has done. I think Wolf King maybe is a recent addition to this roster, or I know they do play in AVGL together, so maybe it's that. I don't know if he's on the main roster in AVGL, but that is another addition to the team that I have not seen before, so I am excited to see that.
This is going to be a very, very interesting game going into this. I'm really hoping that on either team that nobody just makes a very, very horrid mistake and just costs something very big. Because, God forbid, the Ratatosker get an early kill. Things could go spiraling in one direction very quickly.
Absolutely. Gotta give it to Ratatosker for having a pretty strong early game, especially when considering that he's up against a warrior. So are you gonna then say Subsist is gonna be one of the team in the lead here? Do you think that I have a good chance?
I honestly think Subsist may be the team to lead here. But it really all depends, because on the side of DQ, if they even make one mistake and they get caught out for it, then it'll change the game for Subsist. But let's say Subsist makes a mistake and that Ares starts getting early kills and starts rising up very quickly, it can change the whole entire game within a matter of seconds.
Yeah, absolutely the case. Totally agree with you there. So right now we're going to go to a quick break while we're waiting to get into the game, and we'll see you guys soon.
And welcome back to the Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. We are currently getting into this game, and as you guys can see, we have a base start of a Death's Toll for Erlang Shen. We got a Soul Stone starting out for Yanis. We got the Muffin Man starting out with Mamba's Mask and a Bluestone Pendant. And on the side of the red team, we have Hercules starting out with a Bluestone Pendant as well with some boots. We got a level 2 Soul Trap going first for Terra Nova. And it looks like we also have a basic start. We have nobody risking an invade here. We have Terra Nova just sitting in front of his tower as we have Ratatosker and Hercules waiting for that blue to spawn up. So something that I really want to watch here is the Yanis in mid lane facing off against Terra Nova running with Syla, because I honestly think that Yanis may have the advantage here and he may be able to take advantage of the range that he can get at.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. Giannis right now having the better early game over the Scylla. However, he is alone in this mid lane next to the Izanami and the Scylla. So it's very likely he's gonna get out cleared here, especially since Izanami is one of those gods that does have that super early clear and early push potential thanks to her auto attacks.
Now,
Right
if you
now,
look on the
we do
bot
see-
lane, we just had Cope absolutely just get pushed on top of because they did not get that mana camp. We have Hercules, Ratatosker, and everyone just going into it right now. We have a level 2 advantage on the side of the red team, though, so they do have to back off because they did pick up that mana buff.
Yeah, right now it does look like DQing did want to invade there since they do have the color.
Phoenix does grab a kill in the duo lane, though. That is
very strange.
Hu Yi getting that early first kill with the assist of Ares there. Looks like they're gonna make their way over to the Gold Fury now.
Yeah, they're likely going to be doing those Oracle Harpies. What I think happened over there while we were paying attention to the soul lane was V-Freak had picked up the Boomba's Mask. I think he tried to solo the purple buff by himself, and as a dev, that's not something you really want to be seeing, especially since he doesn't have the best jungle character. Picking up that Boomba's Mask, pretty good attempt, but it's not going to be able to do it. And right now we do see them having a little group up in mid, trying to still get that farm in the early game.
Gev is actually, looks like they're chasing, looks like what they're trying to do is they wanted the Ratatosker and the Hercules to cut off the Ares and the Yanis here, but I believe it was probably a miscommunication and or they didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, an early engage is going to be something that you are going to be looking for on the behalf of the Ratatosker. Getting pushed in a tower is the Muffin Man, but Cope is very low here. Right now, both teams looking to back off, especially since the transform is down for the Muffin Man. His extra health is going to be taken off the map there.
Now, Ratatosker and Hercules can take the absolute advantage here, but they also have to be careful because Cope is actually going to go down in the middle of that fight.
Yeah, right now, Simo, level 5, able to put another one down on the board is Iceman on the Rage Induce. Not looking too hot for the red team here.
Red team's actually struggling here. Hu Yi having those early 2 kills is going to really affect that lane. They're not going to be able to take any advantage of anything because if they even try to go in on Iceman, he's just going to shred through you. I mean, currently, it seems like Phoenix is just having their way with the red team here. I mean, they can't really do anything against them.
Yeah, I mean, their name is DQing people for easy wins.
Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to have a little jump on here. Cope is actually going on pretty quickly here. They have another kill onto that Hercules. That Hercules going down 0-2 early is not the best for them. That's going to absolutely hurt them.
Yeah, it is. When you've got a Hercules in that solo lane, you've got to be really careful about the ganks, especially when you've got a Giannis on the enemy team. Giannis really famous for being able to rotate across the map with that ultimate. He did put it down so that his Ares could go across the map. Right now, Muffin Man looking for a push onto the speed buff. A nice ultimate coming out to put V-Freak in a bit of a bad
It looks like
good
Devastator
chain.
as well. That's a very good chain by the Ares right there, and they also seem to pick up the Scyla on the back end of that as well. It's currently 6-0. Just Scenics having their way.
Yeah, absolutely. Iceman able to steal away that red buff. Izanami is an early game pick, but is not able to fight into the Iceman here. He's got 2 kills, and he steals away the purple buff. Bomberman made the rotation too.
Iceman absolutely destroying this left lane side of things. Just taking full control, absolutely not letting them get any kind of advantage here. Iceman actually goes in on top of him, drops his ult on top of Rage Induce, and actually picks up that kill as well. That's his 3rd kill. And that's his 2nd solo kill actually as well, just against the Izanami.
Yeah, that is gonna be 3 kills for the Iceman in just 5 minutes. That's not something you want to see here, especially when you're going into a conquest game against a team like DQing people. These people have been together for quite a long time. They're playing together in AVGL, and I don't really know who Subsys is, but that's not to say they're not good players. I've heard of a couple of them before, but as a team, they're not as tenured as DQing people are.
Now, one thing that Subsys has to do here is just absolutely not play aggressive.
You gotta sit back for a while.
They're gonna keep getting dropped down behind. They're already down almost 4,000 gold.
Yeah, and that's kind of unheard of when you think about it. 4,000 gold in just 5 minutes is a little bit out of range for a lot of teams. Izanami, one of those guys that is able to efficiently farm, so it's quite possible they could come back up. But it's gonna be up to whether or not these players are gonna farm safely and get to that late game like they want to be.
It looks like they actually want to hop on top of the Izanami, because if you look, they have 3 people just rotating around that left side.
However, you do see that 3 people are rotating as well from the red team. Ares blinking.
Ares absolutely blinking in and just dropping on top of everyone. Looks like they're going to be able to kill the Geb here pretty easily without hesitation, and now they're going to hop on top of Izanami. Muffin Man,
unfortunate ult miss there. Another ultimate was used by Sir Bowerman, however, he did use earlier to put damage on the Geb before he died. Gold Fury being pulled right now by DQing. Looking like they're going to be able to get it. Terranova looking for that vision with the Sentinel.
Uh-oh, Rattatoster's going up. Let's see where he goes to. Is he going to drop on top of the Gold Fury? Is he going to drop on top of 2?
Terranova.
Rattatoster absolutely destroying. Actually picking up a kill there finally for the red team, but she's going to die on the back end of things. Sylar and Rattatosker both just absolutely getting destroyed after trying to stop that Gold Fury, and they did.
Yeah, the Gold Fury was stopped. Surrender mode has started. I don't think that one's going to go through. It's only 7 minutes in, but we are going to see the Ho Yi looking for the red buff right now.
Ho Yi grabbing that red buff is going to absolutely be amazing for him, because he's already 3-0. So just more damage on top of him, and especially stealing away the Void Camp now as well. It's going to make the Izanami basically rendered useless.
Yeah, at this point, Gold Fury is still on the board. The speed buff is going to be coming up on the side of Subsist, but can they really do anything? That is the question here. Dash use in, but the speed buff is already gone.
Looks like Ares wants to try to hop on top of the Rattatosker here, because they're heavy pushing down that mid lane.
Yeah, just looking to engage, see if they're ready. Apparently they're not though, so they're going to take a couple seconds. Blink in from the Ares chain on all 3. Ultimate combination coming out.
Absolutely just destroys Terranova on the side, and absolutely destroys Freak on the Geb as well. At this point, they're down 5,000 gold, and they're also down 13 kills.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot for Subsist right now. Gold Fury being killed once more. We're seeing a rotation from 4 players right now.
We're also seeing the rotation.
Went back to base.
Looks like they're going to send out Muffin Man to go just keep the Izanami at bay. Here comes Rattatosker on the back end of things, but he's smart for not going in there, because he is down about 4 levels just to that. Just to CMO3 himself.
Yeah, it's just brutal right now. Even looking at the jungle matchup itself, we see 3 levels ahead. 3 levels for the ADC, 3 levels for the mid, 3 levels in the solo. A lot of these players are getting down so very much. And there's not a whole lot they can do, because DQing people is on top of making sure that those camps go down on both sides of the map.
Absolutely, and they're always on top of their jungle times. As soon as a new buff comes up, they're on top of it. But if you look at the left side lane, Iceman here actually going in on top of his Anami. Won't be able to secure the kill, I don't believe. But
do
he
look
does
out
get
for
it
the
really low.
rotation. 4 players coming in. Ratatosker goes
Ratatosker going up for the ultimate. Here we have Geb coming in from behind, and here comes Silo as well. It looks like Iceman might go down here. Iceman does go down to the Ratatosker here, but Ares is getting a chain on top of the Jeb. Does not lock it in though. Ratatosker very, very low here, at risk of death. That's a very good dodge of the Janus right there. But Muffin Man does make sure he secures at least one more kill during that exchange.
Over on the right-hand side, we see Simo still trying to go in, but on the left-hand side, we see another collapse down onto V-Freak. 2 kills for Team DQ.
DQ is absolutely shredding here, and actually CMO3 is actually diving Hercules and actually drops off of him now. CMO3 is actually still diving on the right side lane, trying to secure that Hercules kill because he just has absolute advantage of levels here, and he does end up picking it up as well. That's a very good pickup for him because that's just giving it even more of a lead, even more of a chance to just not even drop this game.
Yeah, the game is 10 minutes in right now, folks, but we do see quite a huge gold lead. We've got about 7,000 gold on the side of DQing people. The Gold Fury has gone in their favor. This right-hand tower is going to go in their favor. Almost every single speed buff has gone the way of DQing people. Right now, there's not a whole lot that Subsist can do to get back in this game. They're getting all their buffs stolen. They're getting killed quite a lot.
Absolutely. And, I mean, if you just look at the player damage charts, DQ is absolutely just skyrocketing over top of Subsist here.
We do see Simo going a little bit deep on that right-hand side. He is joined up by the Muffin Man, though. Muffin Man diving to take down Terra Nova.
Does drop there. It's a very, very good pickup for the Muffin Man. Absolutely just increasing that score to an amazing 8-1. I honestly don't think he's going to die anymore this game. I think he's just a little bit too strong. But here comes Ratatosker on top of Iceman. Iceman goes up for it, drops back down, but I think he is going to die here without picking up a kill.
Yeah, Iceman just not ready for that gank. He did have a ward, but he's too far gone. Once you're up that high, it's not really easy to run away, especially from a Ratatosker with speed buff.
Absolutely, but as they start pushing down left side, they're just also starting to push down mid even harder. They're rotating back over to right lane, and they're going to push that even harder because Hercules is absolutely out of the question right now. Just sitting at level 10, while the 2 players that he's trying to fight are level 13 and level 14. I mean, there's absolutely no way that you can stop them at this point with their push.
Yes, like you're saying, at this point, you know, we've got Subsist really far behind. We need to see them taking a bit of a chill, you know, keep doing that really good rotation that we saw over on the left-hand side. Take down the players that are acting cocky, you know, take down the players that are playing too far up, I guess you would say. If a player is diving you 1v4 under tower, even if they're ahead, it's going to be able to do something. Right now,
Ares actually blinks in and drops the chain on top of everyone, but it seems like everyone's going to get away here without dropping, which is good on the side of Subsist.
Bomberman
Very,
does
very
portal
good.
in. Shell is popped for the side of Subsist. Not a whole lot more damage coming out until
Subsist does have to be careful here because Iceman and Bomberman absolutely making sure they secure at least 2 kills during that exchange. They pushed a little bit too hard there not to at least secure at least 1.
Yeah, unfortunate for Subsist here. They're not going to be able to fight 3v5 under this tower. They're getting pushed out of their own tier 1. It's getting to the point where they can't do a whole lot anymore. They're 10k down. They need to start to pick their losses effectively, and right now that's not going to be the case.
Actually back
takes down Zurus.
Face absolutely just diving onto the side of Subsist. Everybody just dropping like they're flies. Cope goes down, Terra Nova goes down, Raging Deuce goes down, Saracen goes down, and Freak goes down. That is a team wipe for the side of DQ.
Yeah, right now DQ looks like they're gonna go for that mid tower, and then probably to the Gold Fury, I would say, or maybe if they're feeling pretty cheeky, they could go.
They
for
could
the
even
Fire
go
Giant.
Fire Giant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, that tower's absolutely gone, but they are gonna go for Gold Fury. I do agree with this. Because Bomberman's actually a little bit on the lower side of things. And then you also have CMO3 who's just trying to go pick up this buff so he can deny absolutely everything from the side of Subsist. But
At
as
this-
we can
this
see
point-
here, we have a lot of gold in hand, especially for CMO3 and for Wolf King, because they're going to go back and they're just going to absolutely buy their way into the heart of Subsist.
Yeah, right now we do see 4 blinks on the side of DQing people. A lot of these people favor the blink active. When you're ahead, it doesn't exactly matter anymore what you buy, I suppose. Within reason. Don't quote me on that. Ultimate pops from Sir Bomberman, trying to get a positional advantage onto their enemies. It looks like the Muffin Man is going to try and take down Terra Nova. Terra Nova pretty low here, but getting a Gap Shield is going to be okay. Or not.
But if you look on the left side of things, Iceman actually taking out Izanami, and there's the surrender vote. Ending in at 28-3, DQ absolutely just running this game, 13,000 gold up, levels upon levels upon levels of every single character in that game. Full control, did not have any struggles, just an easy wipe.
I mean, I've got to say, Iceman's a feeder. He died twice. But besides that, I've got to give it to DQing people. They did quite a good job in showing Subsist what they had. They really gave it to them, too. They
Absolutely.
totally showed what they got. Absolutely very impressive performance out of them. You know, they do have a little bit of cleaning up to do, but I do believe there was a little bit of trolling there. You know, whether they believe it or not,
I agree.
I don't know. But gotta
I
give
mean,
it to them.
on the side of DQ, we had a 4-0 Ares. We had just a 10-1 Chilane there. Like, how do you even stop that? I don't believe there's any way when you're just on a roll like that within 14 minutes, just having 10 kills and 12 assists on top of that, and already having 3 maxed out items.
Yeah, when it comes to it, a lot of this game was all right. We messed up early. There's nothing we can do about it now. I would say it comes down to the draft here a lot of the times. I mean, yes, the players did not play to what they needed to do in order to complete what their draft's goal was, which was to make it to the late game and to burn people down then. But the draft isn't really suited for this meta, I would say. You know, Scylla's not the strongest god when it comes to mid laners. There are plenty of picks available that would have perhaps been stronger than a Scylla. I'm not saying Scylla was necessarily the problem, but, you know, that early pressure in mid is so very important, especially when the speed buff is hotly contested in this meta.
I 100% agree with you, because the Scylla absolutely just getting bodied by the Yanis early game. Couldn't even really kill any minions whatsoever, even push up her lane at all. She had to absolutely have somebody there with her at all times, or Yanis was going to take full advantage. But I believe the one big problem that Subsist had here that they should work on is not fighting that early game, because Hercules dropped 2 to 3 times within a 5-minute span, which absolutely just skyrocketed the right side lane in just the easy push. And then also with the side of Hu Yi just dropping Rage Induced on that Izanami several times just in 1v1 situations.
Yeah, I've got to give it to him. DQing people for easy wins. Got an easy win. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back soon with another set.
changes.
Life. Life.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. We started it all.
Hello and welcome back to Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. This next match we have Orphan versus the Spicy Boys.
Indeed, we do. Right now, we are going to see the planning phase playing out. Not a whole lot to talk about quite yet. Both these teams, pretty strong opponents of each other. We do see quite recognizable names like Mineral from that gauntlet from the past couple of days. He was the support on Salsa Squadron. We also do see Xenon Hawk, who did have a little bit of a stunt in the SPL for a while on Flashpoint, back when Flashpoint was still in the SPL. Right now, we do see Ardio, first band away.
Ardio with that first ban on the side of Orphan, and the first ban on the side of the Spicy Boys would be the Kuchulain.
Yeah, both strong picks, really. Don't want to see those gods on either side of the board. Pretty smart call, if you ask me. Just very meta picks. It is kind of surprising that Ardio is getting first banned, however. That sort of means that Orphan's team is going to be looking to pick something that isn't that Ardio. So if that Ardio had been left open, per se, they do not want to pick it, even to begin with.
We have the secondary bands coming out here of Nemesis for Orphan and the Rajin for the Spicy Boys. Both very, very good bands. Nemesis actually being a high pick right now in the SPL. So they're definitely trying to avoid the option of her being anywhere and taking advantage of anything.
Oh yeah, we definitely see all of these gods across the board. All four of them getting picked pretty high percentages whenever they're open. Ardio actually having 100% pick ban rate in the SPL for almost the entire split. It's actually pretty insane how much people did not want to play or actually did want to play this god. So at this point, she is banned away. Anubis, the hover right now for Orphan.
If they do, the Anubis hover into the Thoth pick.
I was gonna say Blue Dog Esports, there it is, but Blue Bird Esports, unfortunately.
All right, let's see. Ooh, very, very spicy pick on the side of the Spicy Boys there, with the Ganesha coming out for Mumsy. We have the hover, the Hebo right here as well for the Spicy Boys.
Yeah, at the moment, Hebo normally considered a pretty, spicy pick, I would say. But Agni, however, is the selection and is spicy in its own way. We don't see Agni very much, mostly because he has a horrendous early game. He is pretty much useless until level 5. This must be a comfort pick or something for the Spicy Boys because this god is not particularly good in this meta. Bakasura now being hovered on behalf of Orphan's team. Right now, we are also seeing the Bologna come up.
Bologna as well.
Slightly off meta picks, I would say. Bakasura not really considered to be the best god, but, it is going to be locked in. I'm excited.
And we do have the Erlang Shen making another appearance in this game as well. Very, very strong pick in the first game that we watched.
Yeah, that Erlang Shen did do a lot of work. Simo, a very talented solo laner. We see the Camisards hover on top of the Spicy Boys. That is going to give a little bit of pressure on behalf of that mid lane that right now is lacking because of that Agni. Camisards, very good for the early game. Bastet, another god known for her early game, is going to be the selection on behalf of the Spicy Boys. I'm going to say, that's a pretty interesting decision on their behalf. I don't typically think that Bastet is a very good character, but we'll have to see how it's going to go here.
I agree with you. We actually have a Sobek ban coming out on the side of Spicy Boys during the second ban phase as well. Very, very good ban choice on the side of the Spicy Boys. So, based on that Sobek pick, or ban, I'm sorry, Sobek ban, do you think we're going to see a pick that would potentially just get hard countered by Sobek? Maybe.
I'm not sure because there aren't quite a lot of gods that get hard countered by Sobek per se. It's more that Sobek is just a very good setup for your team in general. Right now, normally you would see a Sobek getting picked for sure if there was a likelihood of an Awilix going to get picked or another god that has very good combinations off of knockups. But for right now, you don't really see the possibility of a Wheelix on the side of Orphan's team, especially since they already have the Bakasura locked in. Right now, we are seeing 2 Hunter bans from Orphan. We see Jingwei and Hachiman taken out. Hachiman finally being available. God bless. I love that character. And we also see Terra getting taken out for the Spicy Boys.
Now, during the second pick phase, I'm really, yep, I was honestly expecting the Huyi pick because as much as Huyi's been picked recently, it's just bound to happen. But it's actually a little switch up to the hover of Chiron.
Chiron, a god that was picked up a lot before this fall split actually happened, and then he just stopped getting played for some reason. He didn't really get directly nerfed, but he is a god that pretty heavily depends on Transcendence. Not that he really needs the mana, but he is a god that really depends on power, and that power is going to be really important, especially on the side of Spicy Boys, who is going to have to catapult themselves into the late game to be able to do a whole lot versus the composition Orphan's team has brought out. Hover of Thor and Xing Chen. Where is their ADC? Is it Bakasura?
Ooh, I believe it will be Bakasura. Very, very interesting here. Something that you definitely do not see on SPL or really in any kind of higher ranked kind of play.
I don't think these boys are taking it very seriously, but that's on their backs. And if they don't play up to the par that we know them for, then that's going to be on them. But the Bakasura, definitely a spicy pick against the Spicy Boys. I appreciate that, okay? Don't hate on me for that spicy talk, since I know you're going to hate on me for it, but I love it. I'm a total fan of it.
Yeah, there's the Ratatosker hover. Can we see him make another appearance? Except this time, maybe be a little bit more dominant.
We
Yes,
do
we
see
do.
2 assassins locked in, also on the side of Spicy Boys. I would say that's probably more likely the Ratatosker in the solo lane. Ratatosker known to be the more tanky character between Bastet and the cute little squirrel himself. So I'm going to say that's going to the solo lane. I know their team well enough to tell you, yeah.
All right. Very unfortunate that we actually got unqueued from spectating.
So let's just try and get back to it. We're going to go to a quick break really fast, and we'll get back to you once we're in game.
Hello and welcome back once again to the Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. Currently, we are about to hop in to Orphan versus Spicy Boys.
Yeah, right now we are looking at a pretty hotly contested matchup. We are in the second round, ladies and gentlemen, so it's going to be a great matchup here. We are going to see a good contest right now coming out from this Bakasura in the dual lane. I was right. Bakasura ADC all the way. I believe in it.
I
Can't
do.
wait to see it rock.
Honestly, I want to see this Bakasura take full advantage being in this dual lane. Because if that Bakasura ends up going in, getting, a couple early kills, which, it could happen, could not happen. Somebody's trying to troll, trying to surrender vote. But as soon as Bakasura just starts racking up kills, he's going to become just an unstoppable train of wreckage.
Yeah,
But we do have
see
four.
a little bit of a group up going on right now in this middle lane. We are looking to see the Thor get a little rotated on by Minor Threat here. Glavis is good, going to put a little bit of poke back onto the Bastet. Triaculate is making the rotation. Curse is pop, and Glavis is having to beat that away. He is so close to dying, but he will get away here, it seems.
Oh, Mumsy tried to pick it up on the back end of things, but did not have the damage that he wanted for it.
Yeah, right now on the back end, we see Diesel invading this red buff. He's gotta be careful. Both the Chiron and the Ganesh are coming right now to see what they can do to get rid of this Bakasura. Erlang Shen is there just in case, but like we said, already there. Too late for him.
Ooh, it looks like they did try to steal away that purple camp. Looks like they might actually get to it right now.
It looks like they did steal it away.
Yes, they
Crossfire
did.
Ninja's
Gonna
not
let
too
it
happy
play.
about that. Snack Bar just jumping away in glee that they got that buff.
If you look on the right side of things, we actually have Glavis going in on top of Minor Thet here. Minor Thet very, very low, very, very open to getting an early drop here.
Yeah, like we talked about before, Bastet pretty good in terms of early game, but right now not really showing it. A lot of damage getting put on the Mineral, having used the jump. Glavis is there though. Hammer does miss. Spin to win onto both
Looks like-
characters. One hit away, not gonna get it.
Absolutely. But one thing that's very good here is they're going to be able to push them off of minions and push them off of any potential. But Bastet actually jumping in and actually dying on the back end, trying to jump back out.
Yeah,
That's
that
a-
is going to be first blood for Minor Threat, though, so that is going to give them a little bit of a lead, about 100 gold or so, but even still, a lead's a lead, and in Smite, that's what matters.
100%. And actually, Ratatosker might go down here as well. But he does get out between the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, cooldowns are just too much for the Xingqian, who had stolen away the enemy blue buff. Right now he's sitting at level 4, a little bit ahead of his direct opponent. Not by much, though. Ratatasker did hit level 4 himself, and right now Glaeus has just got to come, get his own speed buff, and just chillax, get himself back up to that little bit of early farm that he just lost by giving up the first blood.
Now, one thing that you're seeing here is already a lot safer play on both ends of things.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. Both these teams are going to have a little bit of a struggle in the early game. It's a little bit strange to me that this is happening, mostly because Spicy Boys decided to draft somewhat early game, but then they also picked the Agni, which is somewhat confusing, because if you're going to draft early game, I would suggest to go full early game, and right now that's just not what's going on in the draft right now. So maybe that's going to be improved on, maybe that's going to be touched on, maybe that's just what they wanted to do. That's what they're comfortable with. And, that's a big part of Smite as well. Playing what you're comfortable with.
Absolutely. And one thing that we did see in the left lane was Diesel absolutely just hopping in, trying to get as much poke off onto the Chiron here, and then just having to hop right back out because he just absolutely gets chunked as soon as he goes in due to minions and just getting 2v1, because Snackbar's not just going to sit on top of him the whole entire time. He can't get in there as fast as he can on the Bakasura.
Glaevis right now looking to take away the speed buff from Minor Threat. It looks like he will succeed. Minor Threat right now in a bit of a pickle. Ratatasker comes down, but Mineral is right there and ready to toss him back away. Unfortunately, Glaevis does miss that ultimate. Shell was popped, but it's not enough, and Mineral does fall down.
Ratatosker being able to pick up a very, very nice kill there. And now he's just going to try to, you know, play around with the Thor, run them out of their jungle. But now he actually does have the advantage to be able to drop on top. Thor does get the stun off on both of them, and then Ratatosker does pick up his second kill there. That's very, very good for him, and that's going to definitely bring an advantage to the side of the Spicy Boys, going up 3-1.
Yeah, right now, just the fatal error on behalf of Glavis was hammering in there when he didn't really know where the Ganesh was, but the Ganesh was the one who brought his own downfall. So at this point, we're looking at a little bit of an invade coming out from Snackbar and Diesel onto that red buff. Ultimate is popped on both ends, with the beads from Minor Threat are going to be just enough to get him away.
They're absolutely just going to leave Mumsy alone here because they know that they absolutely cannot damage him at all. But Diesel does end up taking that damage camp for himself. He's going to go right back over to that left lane and just start farming up his minions. But I don't think Kyron likes the idea of him just having the ability to just free farm. So they're going to try and push him off those minions the best he can and just push up that lane, which they do succeed at doing.
Yeah, Diesel at this point does not have a lot of mana, but being a Chiron in the early game, you know, you can't do a whole lot of damage to your opponent, especially since you're so dependent on power. There's a little bit of poke going on in the solo lane. Mineral getting to about 30% health right now. Ratatosker doing just a great job of poking down the enemy Guardian.
Yeah, Ratatosker's absolutely just controlling Mineral at all costs. He actually goes in here. He might be able to secure a kill if he plays it safe. He does not secure the kill because Mineral does just hop his way on out. And also, you see Glavis on the other side of things picking up that mana camp, trying to get himself continue to get back in it, but he gives it over to Mineral. I believe that's a very smart choice for him. Mineral does need that very badly at this point in time.
We do see a little bit of a collapse onto Diesel on this left-hand side. He does jump out, but Minor Threat jumps right back in, using the cats to try and get some damage onto Diesel. Diesel, however, being under the tower, is able to take out those cats quite quickly. No problem for the Bakasura in this duel lane.
Bakasura able to just take out those cats very, very quickly, and especially just having the ability to run under a tower. But Snackbar does end up taking out the Ganesh there. And actually, Ally's going to drop here as well on the Agnes, dropping to Xenohawk. And now we have Ratatosker coming in to try to clean up what Agnes started and does. And then here comes Bastet on also the backside of things, also taking out Snackbar. Very, very good for them. Definitely just going up another 6-3, up a little bit of gold, just keeping full control and making sure that they do not keep denying them those jungle camps that they do need very badly.
Yeah, we saw a lot of really good mechanical skill coming out of Orphan's team right now, but unfortunately they did get caught a little bit too far under tower. The shell had been popped, but you know, it just was not enough, and all four of them ended up falling at that point. Well, I guess 3. I can count, I swear.
We actually have Mineral getting dropped on here by the Ganesh and the Bastet.
Bastet had already used her jump, but the beads were available for her, so she was able to get out of that Xingqian out without a problem at all, really. So right now we do see a bit of a group up on the Gold Fury. This is mostly because Bakasura's early game is pretty good, especially since he can eat minions, but you can't eat the Gold Fury, unfortunately. But we are looking to see a bit of a contest here. Both ultimates were used for the Agni and the Chiron, but they were not able to secure the Gold Fury. A little bit of miscommunication on behalf of Glavis goes down when Xenohawk dashes away, taking so much damage right now from the cats, but Minor Threat able to take down Glavis, even though Glavis did take down his mid laner.
Xenohawk actually trying to just clean up the Bastet here, but I do not think he has the damage to finish it off. He's going to get chased down by Bastet, and he's just going to go ahead and give him up the free kill.
Yeah, unfortunately for Xenohawk, he did miss that ultimate and the stun. Looks like he's not so comfortable in that god, unfortunately, so he is going to have to just give it up. He didn't have a chance to get away, so he just decided to sit and let him have it. So, you know, we do see a good deal of contention on both sides right now. Surprisingly enough, we are seeing a 1k lead for Spicy Boys, even though Orphan's team did get the Gold Fury.
Even though Orphan did pick up the Gold Fury, just Spicy Boys being up by 5 kills and actually taking away some of their camps as well. It's absolutely just swaying it in the correct favor. And Diesel actually stealing away the damage camp there as well with 4 members chasing after him, and he just gets out.
Yeah, the blink being used for Diesel, I would say that's a worth trade. You're trading an active that's pretty much only going to be used offensively. Well, like it was used defensively, okay, don't at me. But, you know, that active is used for offensive purposes for the most part. So trading a blink for the red buff, especially when you're keeping it away from a Chiron or Agni, is going to be really important.
Currently in the left side lane, we have Bastet actually putting a lot of pressure on top of the Bakasura and also on top of the Erlang Shen. Making sure that they just back up and they just don't have any pressure in that lane whatsoever. Very, very smart, because they do want the Chiron to be able to just farm and become an unstoppable horse.
Yeah, the Horseman is getting quite a deal of farm, but he is getting ulted on right now. He has to beats to be able to dash away. The shell is popped, and Diesel is able to take down minor threats since that cripple was so strong. Bastet not able to leap away. It looks like they want to make the rotation on Frostfire Ninja, who is sitting at her tower at half health. Thor goes up into the sky, the stun on the Muncie. Ultimate is popped, but it's not going to be enough. Snack bar taking out the Ganesh.
Agni picking up a kill there on the Thor. On the backside of things, though, because they were trapped in that box. Very, very smart use of both ults there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're stuck in a corner, you just take whatever you can get. And Ally for You made sure that he could get whatever he could get. Xenon Hawk looking super low. Ally for You, another kill for the Agni right now. 4-2-4, setting up quite a deal against his direct opposition.
As you can see in the left side lane, we actually have Diesel trying to hop on top of Frostfire Ninja and picking up that kill. But what they don't know is that there's an Agni right behind him just waiting. And Diesel is actually able to get out of there by the skin of his teeth once again.
Unfortunately for Ally for You, he did miss the stun there. If he had hit that stun, perhaps Frostfire Ninja had been able to hit a couple more autos and Diesel would have gone down. That would have been really important. The Bakasura right now being 1-0-1. Barely ahead of the Chiron, who has just finished his Transcendence. So, good looks right now for the red team. Still just a little bit ahead. Little bit. Not even 100 gold. But right now, it's going to be so important that they keep this lead up. Getting a Bastet into the late game is going to be so important. You've got to make sure that she stays ahead, or else she's just going to be irrelevant going into the late game.
Also, if you paid attention to what was happening in the right lane, Mineral just absolutely getting bullied that whole entire time. So he cannot go up and farm. But here we have in the mid lane, we have a little bit of a skirmish. Nothing really happening. A little bit of poke here and there. Looks like the Besta is going to try to hop on top of the Hawk. Does not get to secure that kill, though.
Yeah, a lot of missed ultimates on both sides. Diesel taking that red buff while everyone's in mid lane. Looking to fight the Chiron right now. Unfortunately, the ultimate not well placed. The Chiron is able to dash away, and Diesel looks a little upset about that one. A little bit of a fight also going on in mid lane. Ally for You getting so close to dying, but Xenon Hawk's the one in trouble here as he falls. Glavis is able to pick up Ally for You on the backside, and he's getting chased down right now.
Bastet is absolutely on top of the Thor, just chasing him down. But here comes the Bakasura to try and help Minor Threat get out of there.
Glavis put himself in such an awful position, running straight in the Frostfire Ninja. There are no wards in the map right now for Orphan's team, so he had no idea he was there. Right now, Diesel trying to run away from the Bastet, getting slowed out of his mind, but the Bastet can't really look to chase anymore, but it looks like Diesel wants to turn this around. Unfortunately, there are 4 members there, so it's not looking like Diesel can run back in there.
Ratatosker absolutely hopping right on top of Diesel and being able to secure that kill with the help of Bastet. Snack Bar actually getting hopped on top of now.
And we're gonna hop into a quick break really fast. We'll get back to you in a moment. See you soon.
Welcome back once again. We apologize for the server difficulty, but we are back and we are ready to keep on rolling.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
see-
looking at a little bit of a fight in this dual lane side. Mineral popping the ultimate and grabbing the Ratatosker. He is going to go down to Snack Bar, but Mineral is getting stuck in so many slows right now between the cats and the arrow out from the Chiron. He is able to survive having popped the Thorn stun on the Frostfire Ninja. The ultimate is coming through from Ally for you though, but Xanapike looks like he wants to pop that ultimate. He is getting silenced by the Ganesh. Up in the air goes the Thor. The ultimate from Xanapike does miss.
Thor actually picking up that kill on Chiron as well, and actually also picking up the kill onto Ganesh here.
Yeah, good fight on behalf of Orphan's team. We're looking at now, finally, the slightest bit of a lead. We've got a little bit under 1k. Right now, they're starting at the gold tier. They need to be wary. The minor threat and ally for you are right around the corner. Snack Bar, not at the best health. Ultimate's coming out from ally for you, able to take down Mineral. Glavis at no health right now. Does pop the Aegis, but ally for you with a double kill. And now Xenohawk takes out minor threat on the backside.
Absolutely. We have Snackbar actually still over here fighting the Ratatosker, trying to get away as fast as he can, but he also has just Ally for you on top of him, but he does end up getting away, which is very good for him. They do not need to drop any more kills.
Yeah, right now, ally for you being so big right now. He is 6-3 with a full finish Book of the Dead. He is able to get some wards out right now. And at this point, it looks like they just want to invade that speed buff. They know those buffs are coming up. They have those timers. And that's going to be another big area of contention, especially since this Black Seraph has consistently been invading the red buffs. They need to find a place to get that gold back. I mean, when was the last time you saw Chiron with a red buff?
I don't think we've seen him with a red buff actually this game. Maybe once, and that may have just been early game. But
Yeah, indeed. Right now, we see a little scuffle in the mid lane. Xenonhawk at about 75% health. He is just chilling. Everyone's getting their own speeds, their own blues. Not a lot's going on. They're going to kind of wait and see who wants to make a move towards the Gold Fury first. That is going to be the next objective for both teams right now. Being fairly even, considering.
Xenonhawk absolutely getting melted by Ally for you, but does not end up securing the kill. Diesel does kill the Chiron in a solo fight though, which is a very good pickup. We also have Glavis going down very low here, so they're both rendered out of the fight, Xenonhawk and Glavis. But Xenonhawk does hit a good stun, but it does not help Snackbar to get away from the Bastet. Bastet rising up to 6-3, just absolutely destroying the competition here.
Diesel does secure that left-hand side tier 1 tower. Diesel has to leave away from minor threat. Minor threat has speed buff though, so it's going to be a bit of an issue if Diesel wants to find it that taking enough poke damage to die to the tick from the Bastet Razor Whip. Unfortunate for the Bakasura. He did get that tower, so some might say worth, especially since he already got that solo kill, but what are you going to do about that? The man has speed buff. The man has another speed buff from his jump. You can't run away from a Bastet.
Absolutely cannot, but we do have Ratatosker pushing up that right side lane just by himself. But for the other side of things, we have Glavis going into a 1v1 and then transfers into a 1v3. Backs up to reunite with his teammates, Xenonhawk and Snackbar here. Very, very good lockdown from Xenohawk and Glavis. Glavis goes on up and he's going to try to drop on top of Bastet, but he does miss.
Ratatosker up in the ultimate to try and get Xenonhawk back down. Minor threat actually grabbing that kill. Even though he already died, the 2 damage was enough to take down the mid laner. Mid for jungler right now, but it looks like Spicy Boys want to group up on this mid tier 1 tower, and they are going to get it. The ADC is there and putting so much damage to the tower. Ultimate out from Snackbar just to try and get away, but he is getting poked. The heal does come out. The ultimate also from Diesel and the blink over the wall, putting a lot of damage onto Mubsy and onto the Ratatosker. 1 hit from death. Will the minion get it? He is getting hit by the Chiron ultimate. All 3 hit, but the 2 isn't enough. It's not quite enough to take down Diesel. The shell was popped, and so he is safe.
We see so many people out here, but nobody just ends up dropping except for the Bastet. There was so much kill potential, so much potential gold to get and nobody was just able to pick it up. Kyron, very, very good use of his ult earlier, though, hitting all 3 shots.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not enough damage. And we're going to have to go to another quick break. Sorry for all these pauses. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll get back to you soon.
welcome back to the Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. For this next game, we have Outlaw number 1 versus College Dropouts.
First things first, we'd like to apologize for the bit of technical difficulties we just had. We unfortunately ran into a bit of trouble with spectators, so we're going to have to drop that game, like said in chat. Just want to remind you guys that we are moving on to the next round, and we are going to see, like we just talked about, Outlaw number 1 best versus College Dropouts. And right now, both these teams have got names that I'm pretty familiar with. You know, we've got the classic Collateral Fatal combo on College Dropouts. And then on the other side, we see Outlaw and Spectre and Mr. Piggy's Conceded Code. All these people, I know these people from all sorts of different tournaments that they've done in the past. So, pretty familiar names on both sides. Now we're going to have to see which side picks what.
Well then, on the side of Outlaw, we have the Soul Band, very good band. And then we have an Ardio band once again, but on the side of College Dropouts.
Yeah, this time we are seeing that second band, or not really second band, I guess, but the band on the side of the Chaos team for the Ardio. And that typically is what's going to go down in most of your games, especially since most people want to pick the Ardio. It just so happened on the other side of the selection, I guess, that they just didn't want to play Ardio. So, you know what, just get her off of here. We don't want to see Ardio. But some kind of strange bands coming out from Outlaw's team. You see Robin and Soul. Now, these two aren't typically banned very much, but yeah, I mean, I guess that they are banned, but not really in the first pick slot. And in this way, it looks like Outlaw's team is going to go for some of the more OP picks, I guess, quote unquote OP. Like maybe Cullen or Erlang or Ratatosker or Raijin even. All of these gods are, you know, considered pretty strong picks in the meta right now.
Currently just waiting on that second locked-in ban from the side of College Dropouts. But as you were saying, we have been seeing a lot of Ratatosker, Erlang Shen. We did see the Chiron come out as well, so we could see that again.
Right now, we do see the Raijin lock-in, and that's going to be pretty predictable. I'd say Raijin, a very strong pick ever since Pretty Prime, near and dear to my heart, introduced Raijin back into the meta after people believed that he was not worth anything. But he did receive some buffs, so, you know, people have picked him up again. People love him once more. And here he is on the side of Outlaw's team.
And on the side of College Dropouts, we have an Izanami pick and a Ganesh once again. But we do see the Osiris coming out since he was not banned. Very strong pick. He was banned in the first game that we did spectate. And then we also have the Hugh Yi coming out on the side of Outlaw as well.
Right now we see a lot of objective contest from both sides here. Ganesh typically used to burn down objective, and Izanami having received a ton of significant buffs this past patch, getting picked up, and she is going to be there for that objective secure. Raijin, not one of the mages that you would want to pick for objective secure, and Ho Yi, also not a hunter that you would see securing any objectives in the future too. Both of those gods have got long bouts of sustained damage, but on the other hand, we see that Izanami is going to be ready just to steal it away, especially since that ultimate is going to be so fast that Dark Portal has received such a buff in the fact that its cooldown, or I guess the right word here is warm-up time, I suppose, has been decreased by quite a wide margin. Erlang Shen, also the pickup here for College Dropouts.
We've seen Erlang Shen in actually all three of the games that we have spectated and or attempted to spectate. He's been very dominant in all three as well.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty common thing that's going to happen, mostly because he's got such good sustain in lane. He's got that AoE auto attack, and also his 3 is just plain busted. I mean, maybe not busted per se, but he does have that Fatalis effect. The 3 in this mink form does a ton of damage, and he just is all around a very strong character. He's got CC, he's got an auto attack chain that's fit for jungle or solo, and he's got an ultimate with a good deal of CC and a heal.
Now, with these bans here, we have on the side of College Dropouts a Circuit ban and a Geb ban. And then on the side of Outlaws, we have Bologna, and then we have Thoth banned out. We saw Thoth in the last game, was doing pretty well, wasn't getting too pushed around, had a lot of control in lane. So I can understand why they did ban that.
Yeah, and even in this last game, we did not see the Thoth have as much control as the Thoth typically would. He was not hitting all of his abilities, unfortunately. So that snipe damage, just getting totally lost in the abyss of the map instead of hitting an important target. We see a Scylla locked in right now on the side of College Dropouts. This is a god that we know that they like to play because we've seen it in all sorts of their other matches when we've seen these players around. As I discussed before with Scylla, it's really important that you get her through that early game because she is going to struggle versus Raijin. But luckily enough, Ganesh is going to be there to silence out Raijin because Raijin's one is going to be a channeled ability. So if he's striking those drums, if he's trying to clear the wave, but Ganesh comes up, he's like, dude, none of that. You're not clearing the wave. So he's going to be unable to clear. So that's just going to be something that he's going to have to be really concerned about going against this Ganesh.
Now, on the topic of the Scylla again, we did not see her do so hot in the first game just due to the early game just getting shut down. So let's hope that the Fafnir pick on the side of Outlaws does not make it so that Scylla just absolutely becomes nothing.
Yeah, right now we do see that final lock-in of the Fafnir Ratatosker, and then on the side of College Dropouts, we see the Hoonbots. So a good deal of team fight coming out from College Dropouts. It looks like they're going to want to just sit around for the first couple of minutes and hopefully farm up to get ready for those team fights when they're going to bot salt into a Scylla, into a Ganesh. They're going to have so much worthwhile combinations to put up in that, in some fights there. But on the other hand, we do see just a lot of strong picks coming out from Outlaw's team. So will Outlaw be number one best? Find out after this quick little break.
Life. Life.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human. And then the world came after. And I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. We started it all.
Hello and welcome back to the Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. We are getting into it with Outlaw versus College Dropouts.
Yeah, these are the semifinals right now, but I would have been mistaken if I had thought these were the finals. Both these teams are very strong, and I am so excited for this matchup right now. It's going to be a great one, especially since both teams have drafted to their respective play styles. I'm going to be really looking towards Astilla to see if she can make it into this late game without getting too far behind. Like we talked about in the picks and bans, she is going to be the one that is going to be the playmaker going into the mid and the late game.
100% here. And let's just hope and pray to the gods in this game that we just have a very nice game going. I would love to see a nice long extended game that doesn't either put us in stasis and or last about 12 minutes.
Absolutely. I'm super excited to see what's going to come out of this team. Right now we do see a blink on the Simbots looking like he is going to want to engage in these early team fights. Beats on the Ratatosker looking to get away from that CC coming out from every member, it looks like, on Outlaw's team. So we've got a bunch of little group ups coming up on both sides. We see the support starting the left lane. It looks like they want to do the wave. And it looks like that Spectre's going to be aware of this, just doing his own buff, doing his own thing. He's Ho Yi. He can clear camps by himself. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to see, hopefully, a nice, calm early game. Try to get that Scylla into the late game like we talked about. And No nonsense. I don't want to see any clown fiestas from either of these teams.
Absolutely not, because if I see a clan fiesta, things are just gonna get saucy.
That's when
But-
we blame Dippins. Always. So, right now, we see how you doing his own buff, but since Collateral and Fatal have been able to clear out that wave, they are looking to steal away this buff, and unfortunately for Spectre, he was not able to finish it off. More big lane getting super low over there, but totally fine in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Spectre taking quite a bit of poke since he was not able to take away that red buff from Fatal and Collateral. Looking a little bit scared to go in here, as he should be. They are level 2, just sitting there looking to see what he can do. Unfortunately, he does miss that ricochet, getting a little bit poked out by Fatal.
Fatal just absolutely putting in the work to keep Spectre away at all costs, and just being able to steal away 2 very, very important camps.
Yeah, that's going to give Fatal and Collateral the little bit of lead that they need, especially since Hoyi cannot clear as well early as an Izanami can. Izanami, like we talked about, getting picked up a lot more now because of some quality of life changes in her kit that just make her so much more viable than she was before. A lot of people didn't really like to play her before because her ultimate took so long to go off and her dash could constantly get interrupted. Jabber getting a really quick early kill onto more Bicklin over there in the solo lane, but it's going to be a little bit of a contest over there. You know, both teams are kind of sitting and doing their own thing right now. Their buffs have not been taken down yet because they were not able to get pressure on either side there. But that kill is going to go quite a long way in terms of getting the blue team ahead.
And that absolutely is going to do so much for the blue team because it went over to Ratatosker. And as we can see, Ratatosker trying to go in and get another kill with the help of his Osiris, who did just pick up that mana camp as well.
Yeah,
Which is gonna help
Shurkan,
them a
very
lot.
disciplined though. He knows exactly what cooldowns to use in order to get away, just in case he does get stunned out. So he is going to be safe under that tier 1 tower, while Jabber goes to his back camps to farm up.
Currently, we just see a little standard-ish start. We got Outlaw just going up 1 early kill due to a slight mistake from the Hun Bats. Going a little bit too deep, trying to get a little bit too much pressure off and just getting absolutely caught out and destroyed in the back line of Outlaw's right lane.
Yeah, right now it's looking pretty good for Outlaw's team. Fatal's still going to be a level up in the duo lane, and right now we see all 3 members grouping up in the mid lane from that trio of Guardian, Mage, and Assassin.
Outlaw just absolutely beating on those drums, clearing out those waves, trying to make sure that nobody whatsoever takes any damage on his team. But we do
Yeah,
have a
makes a
gank coming in
rotation.
from Fatal.
Yeah, unfortunate miss there from Repap, using the I'm a Monster, but missing as Jabber's able to dash away. Not enough CC was put onto any of those members to warrant the ultimate getting popped. I wonder if that was a bit of a miscommunication.
I believe it would be, but as you can see, we have 2 members going deep into damage camp. We actually have Conceded going down, getting trapped inside the box, but we have Outlaw also picking up a kill there on the Honbots in the back line of things. They're both getting chased down by Collateral and Fatal right now. Ratatosker actually hitting a double stun, running back, and Hu Yi coming in from behind, actually trying to come in and help out the Ratatosker. Now going into a 1v3 situation. Collateral just knocks him up, and Spectre's not going to get out of this alive and gets taken out by Fatal.
Yeah, Spectre did make a good play going on to Fatal because he was able to see the invisible Izanami because of the mark of the Golden Crow. But he was taken down because there was just so much damage coming out from college dropouts. Unfortunate little loss there, but Outlaw's team is still very slightly ahead, taking only about 100 gold on their own behalf. However, both their purple and their red were stolen away by college dropouts, so it's going to be still a tie game right now.
Absolutely. Once again, that red and purple buff just so important. And Hu Yi has not been able to secure either one of them, and neither has Conceded or Outlaw being able to help him out at all. So he's just getting absolutely bullied in that left lane constantly due to being out those buffs.
Yeah, that's just going to be the strategy, though, coming out from Outlaw's team. You've got to leave Spectre alone, or else he is going to get further and further behind. If you come to try and help Spectre, then he's just going to not be able to ever reach Fatal's level. He's going to stay behind, and right now he is behind, but it's manageable. He will be okay for as long as he does not die, which I guess he did already, but He's got to just keep up being passive and doing what he can to not give up any more kills in that dual lane.
Now, if you pay close attention to the mid lane, we have constantly been having 2 to 3 people. Outlaw actually gets trapped in the box, or Repep actually hits his ulti that time. But the Ratatosker making sure that there is at least a trade on the table of things in the right side lane on top of that. But he conceded, getting dove right now by Collateral, and Repap absolutely just going to walk out of there. Wow, transform. Hui Yi just making sure that nobody else drops any more bombs, no more kills get traded off. But Hui Yi and Conceded, both just going to chase down Collateral here, try to secure at least one more kill while he's just in their backline super deep. And here comes Ratatosker as well. But if you pay close attention, Collateral gets out while Outlaw has just 2 more people come up and just have to run away and back off that kill, because Fatal and Repap absolutely will not let more kills go into the way of Outlaw. They're already getting up a kill, but they are down the gold.
Collateral chose not to back there, and unfortunately for him, he did get bounced on by Spectre. Spectre now having to jump away. No ultimate from Fatal, but Fatal putting the damage on the Spectre right now, getting forced under his tower still. 2 levels behind, even though the Hou Yi has 2 kills. Right now, he does get that level back, but Fatal having the red buff and having Devourer's Gauntlets is going to be so much power coming up for the Izanami, able to put some really good poke damage onto that tower, especially since the Hou Yi had to back.
Absolutely. As you can see, we still have 2 people, roaming around that mid lane. We have Hou Yi walking his way up right now, just getting past that first tower, gonna walk his way through the jungle. But we have had a constant group up from college dropouts.
Yeah, as they should be. Like I said before, their team comp is heavily based on team fights. They want to team fight all the time. Whenever Scylla's ultimate is up, she's going to want to fight them. And that's going to be pretty often. Ultimate coming out of Morbiglin and Collateral, looking to put some damage on the Spectre. Ultimate comes out from Repap, able to get the hit on the Spectre, but Fatal is able to take out Jabber on the backside. Morbiglin takes down Spectre as well. Conceded Code misses the snipe on the Dragon. Outlaw comes out to try and peel for support. A lot of damage put on the Repap, but Outlaw taken out by the Dark Portal. So much damage from this bed as Izanami just really in a bad spot right now. Is Spectre getting put so far behind by this Izanami?
College dropouts absolutely taking control of that fight, just dominating on top of that. Conceded was actually able to get out a little bit of health due to him being able to transform, but they did get the gold fear off of that as well. That's a very, very good pickup for college dropouts as they go up just about 2,000 gold.
Yeah, at this point in the game, it's going to be all about those team fights. And the more that college dropouts choose to team fight, the more they're going to get ahead. They've got such a good composition, and right now it's not looking like Outlaw's team can do a whole lot against that. They've got the peel, but they're using their abilities at the wrong moments. They're using them offensively when they should be using them defensively. They know that college dropouts wants to fight. They have to pick their fights carefully because they're going to get outfought if they choose to fight into them. So they need to be aware that they have to play the counter engage rather than the engage.
Fatal picking up that damage buff. Inspector actually getting his first void of the game because Hunbots was backed, Repap was backed, and then Ganesh was just staying in mid, making sure that it doesn't get pushed up. So hopefully now that he has a purple void buff, he will be able to catch up just a little bit.
Yeah, now we see a 4-man group up in mid, looking to just see what they can do here. Especially since Fatal is so big right now. He is 3-0, 2 levels ahead of Spectre, and has the completed Devo Gauntlets and the Warrior Tabi. Right now sitting at 54 stacks in only 9 minutes. That's exactly where you want to be as a hunter right now, especially as an Izanami who has such an easy time stacking. Over in the solo lane, though, we see Mr. Piggies and Shurkan having a little brawl. They just want to poke each other out, looking to do what they can. They know the Ratatosker is coming right behind, but Morbiglin is there first, popping ultimate and missing, unfortunately. Repap also missing, having a lot of problems between their comms right now. Mr. Piggies, however, still falls down.
Jabs are actually getting jumped on as well here after not getting trapped in that box with Mr. Piggy. They're still fighting, they're still poking around, but once again, the fight does go into the line of college dropouts. Just very, very good at making sure they at least pick up a kill or two, backing off, playing it safe, and then going to get the Portal Demon.
Not a whole lot that Conceded Code can do against that Portal Demon, so just decides to hop away. At the same time, Fatal is able to take down that left-hand tier 1 tower, trying to run away from Jabber right now, but he's stuck. He has to beat. He has no dash, so Fatal will fall from a good rotation by Jabber.
Very, very good there on Jabber. Amazing follow-up as well by Spectre. Just all around, that kill is definitely going to help Spectre even grow farther into this game. And, you know, with College Dropouts picking up the Portal Demon and then taking out that first tower on the left side, it's just, they're going to keep building up this gold lead the best they can.
Yeah, they have to do whatever it takes at this point to get the gold back under their control. Like we talked about in the very beginning of the game, it's going to be all about the Scylla. Is the Scylla going to be able to get to the late game without getting too far behind? And right now, it looks like it's going to be pretty okay for the Scylla. We see more Bakelin lurking around by the speed buff, able to almost steal it away, but does not get it. Jabber able to beat out of the Hunbat's ultimate. So Hunbat's unfortunately does not get the speed, does not get the kill, but does get the rat beads, and that's going to be good enough for him.
Now, Repap just went back, and he actually decided to buy a Magic Focus, which is going to be very smart, and it's going to be able to help him keep growing until that mid to late game monster that Scylla can be. Izanami also picking up that red buff. Once again, that damage camp just going to keep on picking them up while Spectre keeps grabbing the void buff. And they're just going to keep tussling it out, 1v1ing a little bit. And maybe we'll see a 1v1 in Spectre be able to kill Fatal.
Right now, though, Fatal looking to group up with this team in the mid lane, knowing that Ratatosker has no beads right now, makes them want to fight even more. Hunbat's ultimate is halfway up. We're seeing only a couple seconds more. Norbiklin goes a little bit in, but the stun is missed by Jabber, so he's totally okay.
Absolutely, and we have Repap actually getting hit by Conceded Code's stun there, getting halved health. We have them just absolutely going in onto this mid turret. They really want to take that down to the best they can, but Conceded actually popping his ult, Collateral popping his ult as well. Hunbot's actually picking up the kill on Conceded. Outlaw getting taken out by Repap. Outlaw taking out the Hunbot as well.
Ratatusker going up in the air, but just jumps away knowing he cannot stop the devastation that is College Dropouts right now. Spectre is still pushing up that left-hand side, but, you know, he's going to try and make the rotation instead of getting that tower. And I'm not entirely sure if that's the smartest thing that he can do right now, but they are looking to come this way, going for the Gold Fury since it has respawned since their last visit. Spectre, having Sentry Warded, knows exactly what's going on, but Jabber shows his face. He's about half health right now, can't do a whole lot. Fatal goes in, but has no idea where Jabber is going after dashing around that wall. Spectre's tired of waiting around, so he goes back in, gets silenced, and tries to put damage on the Repap. Repap is able to get away from that, though.
Spectre going down very low here, and it looks like everybody's just going to get away by the skin of their teeth. Even the Ganesh, and Fatal's actually super low too. Mr. Piggy's actually diving that tower, being able to pick up one. Will he be able to also pick up Collateral? He will not. Collateral being able to get out of that as well, with the Hunbots also picking up the kill on the Osiris.
And Mr. Piggy's just barely off the mark there with that ultimate. Unfortunately, not able to take down another kill. There's no mid tower available for the blue team, so they're gonna have to back off even farther. They do have the ward control over around the Gold Fury, and that's gonna be what's important. As long as you have that vision, you're not gonna be surprised when the enemy team is doing the Gold Fury endpoint. Both oracles do go the way of the blue team, and it looks like they do have total vision around that objective right now, so it's going to be pretty good looks for Outlaw's team to come back here.
Absolutely. But as you can see, Repap just trying to poke out Code. Code going to about 3/4 amount of health. We got Scepter over here picking up that Void buff. And we have Fatal going to pick up the damage buff, as he so rightfully claims. And we don't really see anything happening too much.
All tier 1 towers have fallen down on behalf of Outlaw's team. A little bit of poke going down into Mr. Piggy's in this solo lane between Morbiklin and Collateral. Collateral misses the dash, but they are still trying to push Mr. Piggy's back. They want that blue buff. Mr. Piggy's is not going to have it, though. He's going to sit there, hopefully looking to steal it away. Unfortunately, not able to take it. Ratatosker does go up in the ultimate, trying to see if there's something that he can do here, but it's unlikely. The sprint has been popped, and the ultimate from where Picklin comes out and attempt to peel. Jabber does speeds away, though. Shere Khan is ready to peel away, and everyone's ready to take down Jabber since he was chasing a little bit too hard there.
Jabber absolutely just getting way too greedy, just wanting way too much in that little exchange. But we do have Conceited still on top of Fatal at all costs. It looks like we're just going to keep having a little tussle, and then they're just going to all separate. Actually, Mr. Piggy getting caught out, being able to jump out with just a little bit of health left.
Yeah, unfortunately right now, Conceited does not have enough mana to go into his ultimate. He does have enough mana to go into his ultimate, I guess, but technically he is not going to have enough mana to do anything while in his ultimate, so not able to be of much help there at all. Spectre looking to jump in and put some damage into Morbiccon, who also has no mana, but not a lot going on right now. Neither team can really afford to engage, so, you know, you see Outlaw's team backing up, or I guess a little bit of a trade there. Jabber taking down Repap after Repap taking down Outlaw. The Portal Demon uncontested for College Dropouts.
So during that trade, we had just Repap going down, we had Outlaw go down, and then, you know, Portal Demon, just very, very good trade. A 1-for-1 and then a Portal. Absolutely worth for the side of College Dropouts, especially with the lead that they have, that they just keep on growing during these team fights, because they are absolutely unkillable when they fight as 5.
Right now, we see Jabber over in that left-hand side trying to take down that tower. Izanami's just not going to make it there in time, but maybe she can get this kill if she's careful. Good Heartseeker poke onto Fatal right now. Fatal has no mana. Jabber's just going to ultimate away, just going to safety. He's not going to be able to get caught by this Izanami. She has no mana. She already used her ultimate. He's just gone.
Conceited actually getting caught out there in the middle lane, being able to get out the Kinishal just so they can confirm at least one kill during that little skirmish of a 4v4 down in mid.
Yeah, right now on this right-hand side, Morbiccon wants to invade. He has enough mana to get away, but it looks like he's going to get stunned out by Mr. Piggy. He's taking a bunch of damage. But right now, the red team has already gotten the Gold Fury. College Dropouts now extending their lead to 5k. Blink out from the Hood boss, make sure he's okay. But Collateral just wants to chase down the Outlaw right in that mid lane. Mr. Piggies has shown up now, but not a lot that he can do to poke down the very tanky Ganesh.
Outlaw actually being able to get out there by Repap, missing his ultimate. Collateral just being able to run away. Spectre getting down a little bit low, and everybody just once again, a little bit of trading, a little bit of a skirmish. Nobody really drops there, just a little bit of poking around. Spectre still low here. They're actually might be able to kill Khan here.
Collateral is also very low though, but the taunt in from Shere Khan plus the shell gets Mr. Piggies in a bit of trouble. The ultimate over the wall from Outlaw will not be enough to put enough damage into Collateral to kill him. Conceded Code getting shredded by the Izanami ult and the Ganesh ult. Right now it's a 5v3. Outlaw caught out by the root from Repap. Repap takes him down. Collateral is getting hit a little bit by Spectre's ultimate, but the Suns don't do enough damage to the Elephant to take him down either.
We can see that they're just going to focus down this mid tower. Very, very smart. Everyone able to stay up once again on the side of College Dropouts, while they're able to take out 3 on the side of Outlaw. They're just raising up that gold lead to just about 8,000. They're up 7 kills. They're over here taking out their mana camps. They're taking out their damage camp. They're just absolutely shredding the team of Outlaw.
Jabber unfortunately getting caught out there. Spectre is around the wall, but it looks like he's not going to be able to do much. Conceded Code is there, and he has the dragon available, but he's not going to be in time to save the tower. It looks like now it's just full retreat on behalf of College Dropouts. Fatal getting caught out, haven't used the Aegis. Repap unfortunately misses the I'm a Monster and does not get the kill there. Morbiccon takes out Spectre, who dove in offensively. Durkhan did get the ultimate off, so he was able to heal just a little bit. Conceded Code getting poked out and eventually killed by Morbiccon. Mr. Piggy's in a bit of trouble here as well. Going to fall down for the triple kill for Morbiccon. Outlaw able to take down Shere Khan, but Morbiccon, quadra kill, takes down all of his opponents that remain. Unfortunately, Jabber was taken out just a bit too early for that pentakill, but it looks like Jabber's coming back out now. It's too late for the pentakill, but Will he get the unofficial penta? Are they gonna face it off? Repap unfortunately misses the Sikkim, but Mark Bicklin wants it. He's chasing it.
Jabber absolutely just hopping on top of Repap here. Oh, he goes up for the ult. He does end up picking up Repap here on the back end of things, and Mort Bicklin is just going to run away, but Jabber does blink forward.
Yeah, right now, however, Fatal is there, and Fatal takes down Jabber. Jabber's just not prepared for that invisible Izanami who comes right around the corner, starting up that Fire Giant, too. She's got to be really careful of her ally, where Bicklin has no mana and very little health, so they've got to be really careful unleashing this thing, especially since Conceited Code is right around the corner.
Conceited Code could just come around and force him off of this entirely, which that is his plan, but I don't know if he'll be able to do it. Mort Bicklin is very low. College does end up getting the Fire Giant. And
Very
they're also able to get away.
Yeah, very risky call there from College Dropout, seeing as both Fatal and Mort Bicklin were low, and very near a steal from Spectre, but the ultimate not going to be enough to take away the Fire Giant from the red team.
Absolutely. And College Dropouts is up 11 kills. They're up over 10,000 gold. They're just up in towers by 4. They're absolutely just controlling this game whenever they get into a team fight. Repap actually popping the ult, being able to drop on top of Spectre, absolutely shredding him, getting that kill. But Mr. Piggy's is in the backline just trying to kill Repap, but he's in the middle of a 1v5. Now a 2v5 situation with Jabber coming in and picking up the kill on Repap. And Jabber absolutely going to get traded off. Their Conceited Code in the back end is Dragon form, but I don't think it's really going to do much for him as Surrender Vote has started.
Conceited Code just taken out there by Mort Bicklin. Looks like now College Dropout's just going to push down that mid-Phoenix, excuse me. The 11k lead right now for College Dropouts looking so good right now. Even in that early game, when they weren't doing so well, Outlaw getting caught out right now. Mort Bicklin, it's divine. That is the deicide for College Dropouts right now. They are going to be able to successfully get that middle Phoenix and back off, going wherever they please. It's not like anyone's alive from Outlaw's team to do anything about it.
And they are going to go over to that left side lane and try to push that up to get that second tower. They're going to get it just uncontested very easily. No worries whatsoever. They're going to steal away that damage camp, and they're just probably going to make their way over towards Gold Fury that's about to spawn here in a second.
Yeah, they've got a free tower, a free Phoenix, and now a free Gold Fury. That's just going to boost them even farther. Right now, there's not a lot Outlaw's team can do. They just have to pray and pray and pray for College Dropouts to make a mistake going into this next Phoenix Siege. And it's going to be whether or not that College Dropouts decides to wait for the next Fire Giant. They still have Fire Giant for a good deal of time, but that Fire Giant could be the difference between life and death for some members on College Dropouts.
College Dropouts just absolutely dominating, not showing any sign of struggle. Whenever they're in a team fight, they're coordinating ults perfectly. You see Repap constantly just destroying everyone who gets trapped in the box of collateral. They're up 15,000 gold. They're taking the Portal Demon once again. But it is a little bit contested because we do have Mr. Piggies and Conceited here, but they do not happen to steal it away from College Dropouts.
Still just so good at securing objectives. Right now we see the Erlang Shen walking around, but the blink away from Jabber is going to be good. We see the ultimate pops from Mort Bicklin and also the beats from Jabber, but the ultimate from Repap is going to be good. They need to get a little more CC onto Mr. Piggy to keep him out, but unfortunately Repap misses the ultimate, so he's going to not have that reset any longer. Spectre trapped in the pillars of Ganesh. Mr. Piggy's also stuck there as well. It looks like this is going to be it, everyone. Outlaw getting poked. Aegis is good. Ult back in from Jabber, able to take down Repap, but Jabber is taking it right back down by Fatal. Fatal doing so much damage with those crits in hand.
Being able to take out that right side Phoenix as well, and they are just absolutely pushing them back into their spawn area as their Titan just gets absolutely shredded. Fatal making sure that they stay at bay, getting the deicide right before Conceited Code actually spawns back up, but it seems like this will be the end of the game here, and College Dropouts absolutely dominating that game. 18,000 gold lead, over almost 20 kills on top. Just very good game in general. Good job, College Dropouts.
Yeah, absolutely well done by them. And like we talked about in the very beginning, it was up to Repap, and Repap really showed us what he had. His entire team was there to set him up. That was the goal of their competition, and they succeeded. They brought to the table what they meant to, and they showed Outlaw that he wasn't really number one best. Sorry, Outlaw. You can't beat a Scylla when she's fed.
Absolutely. And we had the Hun bots just absolutely pop off, going a 15-4, just coordinating with his team so well. We have Ganesh, who only died one time but had almost 30 assists. And then also Izanami, Fatal, just 9-2. It was just an absolute slaughter fest for this side of college dropouts.
Yeah, that's not to say that Outlaw's team didn't have their signs of life. They did have that first blood kill. Jabber did really show that he was in charge in that early game. He did show that he was able to run the game in that early game, but unfortunately enough, Fatal just not able to be stopped in that dual lane. Spectre not able to put up much of a fight against the Izanami, mostly because of that matchup just not being in favor of the Houyi. But altogether, just a very strong game from College Dropouts. Got to give it to them. Good job, guys. And they will be heading to the finals of this week's 5 vs 5 Battle for Asgard. We'll see you there.
Welcome back to Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. In our finals, we have out our goodness gracious. I just messed up my words. We have college dropouts versus DQing people for easy wins.
Yeah, as we saw in our very first match, DQing people for easy wins took a pretty easy game over subsist, lasting only 14 minutes. In our last match that we just watched in the semifinals, college dropouts showing a very dominant performance against Outlaw, #1 seed. And I have to say, I gotta give it to Outlaw's #1 seed that they are probably the better team against subsist. So it's gonna be a good matchup here, but college dropouts probably looking like the stronger team mechanically coming into this. However, we are seeing a Nemesis and a Scotty ban from DQing people, and we see the RDO getting banned away from college dropouts.
Those are three very quick bans as well, and then they had to really think about that fourth ban going on the side of college dropouts, and they do decide to ban Shalane.
Yeah, right now we just see that Cullen being a very strong pick. Raijin, once more, the first pick. Outlaw had picked this in just the last game, so college dropouts are mighty aware and picked Ganesh right back up.
That's two picks that we did see last game, the Ganesh and the Izanami once again. And then we also have the Rajin coming back out and a Huyi coming back out once again.
Mercury is the hover right now, but Mercury not being the strongest god in this meta. Crit is okay right now, but Crit pretty much decides whether Mercury lives or dies. So whether we see this god come out or not, I'm not sure. Geb's going to be the selection. I have to say that's going to be the better pick.
Geb will be the better pick there because he has been banned out in the rest of our games, and nobody's been able to really get the chance of him because he's either been one of the first two bans or they try to get him as a late pick, and he just gets banned out during that second banning phase.
Yeah, absolutely. A very strong Guardian coming out, especially against those with hard single target CC like Osiris, Izanami, and Ganesh. All of those gods have the possibility of hitting targets with single CC, and Geb can just say, nope, Geb shield. Nope, another shield. And guess what? You're cleansed. So, not looking like the best counter matchup for college dropouts against that Geb.
Looks like we are going to lose the Erlong Shen finally for a game here. And we're also going to not be able to see a Bologna as a potential pick on the side of college dropouts. And we also have a Thoth ban. And we have actually a Scylla ban as well on the side of DQ. Very interesting bans there, as we have seen Scylla make an appearance.
Blue Dog Esports being hovered right now. Will he pick it? No, he will not. Hebo, the next selection coming up. Still a hover right now. Hebo, another very strong pick, especially because of his slow immunity. He's basically got 4 ultimates, as most people say. His 1 on a very low cooldown, his 3 just doing a ton of damage plus a knockup, and his ultimate, well, obviously it'll just crush you. However, the Soul getting picked instead. A very nice selection, seeing as it's got that tower push and objective secure. Hercules now being hovered on the side of DQing people.
As we did see earlier today, we did not have Hercules doing so hot, but hopefully, since it is a new game, it is new players, we will see a very strong play out of this Hercules pick, especially against the Soul and the Osiris.
Yeah, my only concern here is that Hercules is going to have a bit of a tough time if he can't heal. If he's getting silenced, then he can't heal, or if he's got no Osiris ulted, then he just cannot heal. Then it's going to be a bit of trouble for him. The Thor is now the next selection for the Muffin Man here. And I think this is going to be a pretty well-rounded comp if you ask me. They've got a lot of circles. They've got a good deal of team fight, a good deal of objective fight. But, we still see a lot more objective secure coming out from college dropouts right now. The Hercules is going to be locked in. There's still 60 seconds left on the clock if DQing people decides they need to use it to decide on their jungle pick. But it looks like they would lock in Thor and be done with it.
The Thor pick is going to be very, very good for them. And we may actually see a Bastet make another appearance. Last time we saw Bastet, she was very, very dominant. But there's the Ratatosker hover now. He's also made a very dominant appearance in most of our games we've seen today.
Yeah, that is true as well. Ratatosker having that global ultimate and easy early pressure, as well as having a protection shred so he is able to build tanky. This is just a couple of things that Ratatosker is really good at. And he's been shown up quite a lot, but Hoon Bots getting picked once again for Mort Bicklin. I fixed it this time, Mort. Be proud of me. And so we've got both our team selections have been drafted, and just taking a look at them, what do you have to say?
Honestly, I think this game is gonna go a full mile and then some because we have the Hoonbats come back out. We have a Uzanami again with a Ganesh, but then on the other side we have a Hui with a Geb, and we have Hercules and Thor. And altogether, this is just gonna be a game of team fight.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you there. We've got two Guardians who have some of the strongest team fighting ultimates in the game, as well as Assassins who are really built to bring on the fight. They've got their jobs and their circles that bring two different forms of CC, but they still do the same thing somewhat. But it's really going to depend on who's going to rock in the jungle. Will it be the Hoonbats or will it be the Thor? Find out soon. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Battle for Asgard 5v5 tournament. We are going to be hopping into college dropouts versus DQ for easy wins. What do you think is going to happen this game here, Lermy?
I think it's going to be a pretty close call between both teams. We see the same kind of draft being brought up by college dropouts once more. They seem to really like to play this team fighting style, and even though Erlang Shen was banned away this game, Osiris is still going to be a very strong pick into these gods, especially when we see a newcomer here as well as Soul in this combination. We've seen Soul come out quite a lot in recent times, especially because she's got great poke, but she's really got a lot of auto attack damage, and she's got some burst damage in her ultimate as well. If we take a look at the other side, though, we see that there is a lot of damage coming out from that side, but not necessarily as controlled as it's going to be out of college dropouts. I must say that I do like college dropouts draft quite a lot, but at the same time, DQing people could surprise me. Their draft could work out a lot better than I think it's going to. And if they play better, then sure, they can win. It's not a losing draft per se, but it's going to be a lot tougher to get that connection between your players.
One thing that I did see between the two matches that we had saw, one from DQ and one from college, is that DQ has a very, very different playstyle from college. College loves to get in there, have a team fight group is 4 to 5, and just absolutely rain havoc on top of, either catching out 2, maybe 3 people. In DQ, they really like to just, take a pick and then just work that pick into just spiraling into more kills and just taking the lead as time goes.
Yeah, that is very true. A lot of the times we'd see that Mork would come through and through at the same time that the rest of his team did, and he would be able to pop that Fear No Evil at the same time that Collateral laid down the pillars. And altogether, we would see that combination just putting so much damage on a lot of the characters from the team that they were against last time, which was Outlaw. But at the same time, it's going to be a little more difficult for them to kill these characters this time. They've got Wolf King on the Geb, who's going to be able to do quite a lot to save his team, especially with those Geb shields. Simo is also going to be able to heal up a lot of damage as long as Shurkan's ultimate's not on him. But, at the same time, we've got to be concerned that Iceman might face the same fate that Spectre did last game.
Yeah, I mean, Scepter last game, he could have done a lot better if he played it in a different style. What we saw from Iceman was he played a little bit more back. He waited to always have somebody with him until he got a good little lead. And then he would go from there and he would continue to just snowball.
Yeah, Izanami is just a very strong pick right now, especially since she's got that early game going for her. She's got a lot of quality of life improvements that have made it quite simple for her to get exactly what she wanted in that early game. So since she was able to get that far ahead, it's going to be really easy for her to, do what she's got to do to get that gold lead.
Yeah, and one thing that we really, really would like to see is just, maybe Muffin Man and CMO3 just absolutely roll over that right-hand lane in the duo and just go ahead and take full advantage and not get caught out. Because last time we saw Hunbots just get so far ahead and it just absolutely did not really give any competition during that mid to late game area.
So we're going to take a quick break really fast to get a little bit fixed up, and then we'll see you back in a couple seconds.
Life.
Welcome back. We are sorry for the little bit of a pause and technical difficulty there, but we are back. We are better, and we have more Brooklyn actually going down to Sir Bomberman here. CMO3 getting taken down here by Soul.
Simo getting
Recap
so
on the
low, but
Soul.
Simo is able to get that kill with the knockup there. 1 for 1 there in that trade, but still going to be looking good for both teams. Not a whole lot coming out from either side. Nobody's really invading anything at this point. There is a bit of pressure in that duo lane, but it looks like Wolf King's going to want to leave his ADC alone, trying to give us as much solo farm as possible to try and stay keeping up with this as Izanami.
DQ, once again, doing what they do best, going up at that early lead. Very, very good. We have just that Rajin, Sir Bomberman, just going up 2 early kills, which is going to especially spiral into a very, very strong solo lane pressure.
Yeah, and that's mostly going to be because he started that Soul Stone. A little bit of aggression from Fatal onto Iceman being 2 levels up, but not a lot coming out of it. Fatal's just trying to use his lead to his advantage. He's got a good look right now at what this lane is going to be like. Iceman just cannot afford to stand up there and clear the wave, especially with Collateral hovering over Fatal's shoulder, as he typically does. But when you have an Izanami, you just take what you get, which is everything, because she's got those autos that go through everything. So right now, very good looks for Fatal on this Izanami with the red buff still.
Now, one thing that we did see earlier is that Iceman did end up picking up that early Void, which is very, very good. And we actually have Thor coming up. We have no clue where he's going. He's currently in ult, and he actually drops down towards Iceman. That's a pretty unfortunate waste of an ult there. I don't know what he was planning to get, but...
I think he was trying to look towards Fatal, but Fatal had already gone out of range since the Muffin Man was kind of too far back to really see where he had gone. Fatal had been behind the Goldberry pit, and eventually, once you get far enough away, the Muffin Man just simply cannot hit with that ultimate.
Huyi just taking away his little damage camp, doing what he has to do, then he's going to head right back and start killing up those minions. We had Geb just roll on in to make sure that he doesn't get collapsed on by anybody. We have Thor and Geb along with Bomberman just in that mid lane, gonna clear out and just keep control towards their side.
Yeah, what's different between this game and last game for College Droplets is that they're not able to invade that red buff and that purple buff like they had the game before. Izanami still is ahead by quite a margin, but right now it's not going to be as big as it was the game before, because finally Iceman able to show who's the boss here, because he is getting his own buffs. Unfortunately for Spectre in that last game, not the same case, and he met an unfortunate fate at the very end.
Sure Khan just on this Osiris is constantly trying to just battle out the Thor, or the Hercules, I'm sorry, of CMO3. And he's just constantly losing that trade, and it's really going to keep on affecting him pretty hard if he keeps using those trades.
Yeah, that's just the matchup between an Osiris. However, right now this Osiris is getting dogged on by the Muffin Man. Jump in from Sir Bomberman gets him the 3rd kill of the game. My man's looking fresh on this Raijin right now. He's gotten 3 kills to put him up to a humongous lead over top of the Soul. He's got 2 levels right now. Even though the Soul is beginning to stack up the Book of Thought that she's got, Sir Bomberman has got full pen boots on top of the Soul Stone that he already has. So he's doing pretty well for himself, I have to say. He's getting a little poked over in the mid lane, but he's totally okay. Collateral can't do a whole lot to him as a Ganesh.
Huyi is actually pushing up, and I think he does steal away that damage camp away from Fatal there.
Yes, he does, and getting that damage camp away is going to be a huge win for Iceman. Iceman finally able to do something against the wrath of Izanami. She's been so massive just in the past game that we saw of him, and now that she's getting something taken away from him, it's going to be a little bit tougher for her to do exactly what she wants to do.
Iceman just absolutely hops out, drops back, Izanami chases just a tiny little bit just to force him off, and she's gonna just grab that void camp and just continue moving on with her day.
At this point in the game, there's not a lot that can really go on between the 2 hunters in that lane other than maybe clashing over a couple buffs, but both hunters gonna look to stay as safe as possible. They know this lane is gonna be hot. They know it's gonna be very, very important for them to not choke in either of these lanes. So it's going to be quite the contest between the two of them in the late game. The red team right now looking to pull the Gold Fury Wolf King is staring right at them. Mort is taking quite a bit of damage. Like he shouldn't. Mort now, unfortunately, beats away the ultimate from Wolf King, and a great combination from Mort gets him a double kill. However, Bomberman is there with his ultimate, and Iceman also lays down the stuns, but Mort getting away with 1 health right there.
More Brooklyn able to just walk it out by the skin of his teeth and actually picking up a double kill. Very, very good for him. Once again, if we see this Hunbots just grow and grow into the beast that we all know that he is, this is going to go in a very, very swayed wave. College dropouts.
Slowed. Well done by Shurkan there. Not Shurkan, sorry. Simo, excuse me, Simo to get that solo kill on the Shurkan. Surprisingly enough, you wouldn't really imagine the Hercules to be taking out the Osiris, but that's just how it goes. I guess the Osiris was cut out of position. We were too focused on the gold here to see exactly what happened. But well done, soloed. And right now, he's got to be a little bit more careful, though, because more Brooklyn is right behind him, able to put a good deal of damage onto Simo, but Simo's just going to heal it on up. He's got that heal popped. He's ready and prepared. Everyone's grouping up with him. His team is there. Nothing bad's going to happen to this Hercules.
Absolutely not. And we have Sir Bomberman, Wolfgang, and Muffin Man all just chilling out in mid, while we have Simo just doing what he does. He's just taking care of the Osiris. But now he's also going to have Mort Brooklyn just constantly watching over him so he does not keep getting a lead.
Unfortunately, no hit on the driving strike there, but he is going to get his way for free. It's not even going to go under tower. Right now, Shurkan looking to put a little bit of pressure on the speed, but hopefully trying to steal it away. But the Muffin Man is ready, and with his Sir Bomberman at his side, he is not going to lose that at all.
We have Geb just trying to keep out Shurkan and Repap with a little bit of zoning pressure. We have Simo actually throwing out the ult there, not hitting anyone because Repap was actually able to just get out of the way. Mort Brooklyn absolutely gets taken up again, trapped in the box. Sir Bomberman just absolutely banging the drums, trying to take out Shurkan. Shurkan does get taken out with the help of Simo and Wolf King. Simo picking up a nice kill there.
Bomberman able to barely get out of there alive thanks to the peel from his teammates. But right now we see the rotation from Fatal. Hopefully going to be able to do something against the Muffin Man and does take down the Thor.
Thor dropping there. Probably should have taken a different route. He probably didn't expect Fatal and Collateral to just go rotate and try to pick up something there. Very, very good on them. Geb did try to save him, but the knockup was not enough.
Yeah, unfortunately enough for that Thor, he's going to have to take a seat, especially when more Brooklyn is doing so well. Being 0-3 is not going to help you out very much. On the other hand, though, we do have Sir Bomberman showing his stuff. He's 4-0 right now, and his partner over in the solo lane, Simo, is 3-0. So while the jungle may be lacking a little bit, they do have their saving grace in the mid and the solo lanes.
We have actually the purple buff going over to Collateral this time for the side of college dropout, since Fatal did pick up a damage buff. Currently, we just have the old casual DQ pushing up mid, but Collateral actually drops his ult on top of the Muffin Man, and Mort Brooklyn actually goes in with the assist, and Collateral actually almost drops down there, gets very, very low, but able to get out.
Bomber does have his ultimate, so it's going to be all about whether or not they decide to go in here. Unfortunately enough, Mort Brooklyn's going to have his ultimate very soon, and Repap does have enough of his ultimate to peel away. Mort Brooklyn taking so much damage from this Raijin. Raijin decides to go up in the ultimate, knowing that the dash is down, able to take out Mort Brooklyn for the rampage. Muffin Man gets out, and it's just okay. All the ultimates are down on behalf of college dropouts. It looks like nothing bad is going to happen to the Muffin Man as long as he doesn't kill himself here.
Mort Brooklyn absolutely just got sniped by Bomberman's ultimate. Just no holding back, going up to a solid 5-0 and just being able to walk out with the peel of his teammates.
Yes, you really do not want this Raijin to be as fed as he is right now. Repap is not necessarily doing anything wrong. Repap is just not having the effect that Bomberman is in team fights. Bomberman is showing that he really knows exactly what he's doing on this Raijin. He is taunting and damaging, and he knows exactly how to space out the beats of his drum. Right now we see Iceman going hard onto Fatal. Fatal is definitely going to fall down here. Bomberman with the 6th kill of the game. Bomberman certainly wants to go in and get that kill on the Ganesh too, but with Soul coming behind it, looks like it's not going to happen. Iceman having to ace away the poke from Repap.
Collateral actually dropped the box there too, and Iceman does end up taking out Repap on that Soul. Don't know what he was planning on doing there, going into a 1v3 situation. But Hunbots is going to go pick up the damage camp while we have DQ going to take the Gold Fury away from college.
Yeah, just an excellent triple bounce. Another victim of the triple bounce down is Repap. And right now the Gold Fury just being totally uncontested. Simo is doing a great job of zoning away, but Mort is doing everything that he can to get there and get the enemy team off of the Gold Fury. However, DQing is able to get that Gold Fury for pretty much free.
DQ just walks in, takes the Gold Fury, walks out, lets Iceman go get his damage buff, and then they do just what they do best. Go back into mid, keep pushing up, keep poking out Mort Brooklyn and Collateral, and just keep on feeding Sir Bomberman.
Yeah, right now we said Mort Brooklyn was the one to watch here, but Mort Brooklyn is also having a bit of trouble being 2-3-1. He is, however, doing the best on his team, aside from the Ganesh being 0-3, if you count that. Right now, though, it's going to be all up to Mort to carry this game, and I believe that he can do it. However, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, especially when Bomberman is so fed up that 6-0-3. He's already finished the Bancroft. And that's going to be the next big thing that he's going to have to worry about. Bomberman getting caught out there, having to beads away from the ultimate from Hoonbots, but it looks like everything's going to be okay. A little bit of contest around Simo. Simo trying to get a little bit of damage on, but unfortunately Simo pulls him out of Muffin Man's ultimate. A bit of miscommunication there, but everything is all good in the hood for them. They are just trading out ultimates at this point. Repap being a little bit out of position there.
We have Simo dropping down the rock, rolling around. We have Collateral, who no longer has his ulti because he did use it earlier. He did not get anyone with it. And Simo just absolutely chasing after Collateral, but he is going to run into Shirkan here. But on the other side of that wall, we have Fatal just shutting down Sir Bomberman. And now we have Simo going into a 1v4, now having to run out. And I believe he will get out of this unless Shirkan does get that chain off. He does, but Simo just has enough health. And he actually takes out more Brooklyn on the back end of things as well.
Yeah, right now Muffin Man making the best of a bad situation as Carry finally went down. Iceman didn't even rotate to that fight, unfortunately. But at the same time, Iceman does get that tier 1 tower in the dual lane, so that does get him back up to even with his direct opponent.
Right now, Simo's just going to go back to his solo lane against Shirkan. Going to go farm up. But he should be very, very careful because he does not want to get killed here. I don't believe he will. He is going to heal up. And it seems like he is going to back. Yes, he is. He's going to take that mana buff. He's going to take his gold. He's going to go home and just keep on building up.
Absolutely. Right now we see Iceman traveling over to the left-hand side to stop Fatal from pushing, getting the Mark of the Golden Crow on and getting that stun off. Fatal right now in a bit of trouble. Having that mark on him is going to be so detrimental. The Aegis comes out, and right now he's going to get sucked into that ultimate, and he's going to fall down. The Wrath of the Suns is finally out once again. Having that tower go down just gave Iceman enough farm to be able to solo his direct opponent.
We had somebody over here trying to ping the Portal team, and it looks like more Brooklyn was going to try and make a move around it. And then Muffin Man and Bomberman just meet up, and they're making sure that nobody can get this Portal team, and they're having an actual fight here again. Collateral drops the box, nobody gets trapped in it. He's really low, so Bomberman actually is able to pick up the kill. Wolf King actually is very low on the Geb as well. Simo drops the ult and does not hit anyone, but he does get the knock-up on Mort Brooklyn. Bomberman does pick up a double kill there, taking out Mort Brooklyn. Shirkan
is in a bad spot right now. Has stages away. Unfortunately, the get shield is not enough, and Shirkan takes out Bomberman with one last hit. Right now, Shirkan's trapped in the middle of 4. Can he get out is the question. It looks like it's going to be no. He's taking so much damage right now from Iceman. The Muffin Man almost falls down to Repap's hit, but it doesn't really look like it's going to be enough. Iceman able to jump on Shirkan and take him down. Fatal's finally here, but Fatal's just too late to do anything right now. Simo notices that both of the carries are sitting right on that outskirts, but Fatal, invisible now, not able to get there in time. The Portal Demon is only half health. Fatal's not going to be able to secure it from half health. Right now, a stun on the Fatal, knock up on the Fatal as well. Uses the ultimate, but it's too far away. Shell coming out from Collateral, but not a lot going on. However, the last hit from Iceman takes out Fatal. Wolf King is really low right now. He has to back, but Iceman in such a good spot right now.
Iceman, absolutely an amazing spot. More Brooklyn actually tried to jump on top of him, and Collateral drops the box on top of Iceman, but nobody's there to even try to clean up a kill. But Iceman does drop the ult. He does help zone out, so his team doesn't have to deal with Repap, Collateral, and Mort Brooklyn anymore, and everyone does get out of there safely. But on the back end, Fatal did get dropped, and just seems like Fatal needs to be very, very careful here, because he went from just being a solid solo lane into getting 1v1 very easily and getting picked out.
Yeah, right now that's just the power of getting a little bit of solo farm. Iceman having that ability to get that tower on the left-hand side just gave him enough farm to be able to fight against that Izanami, who does not have the best time at boxing. And that's widely known. Iceman right now pulling the Gold Fury all by himself. He can do this because he has Devo Gauntlets. Right now, Izanami has no idea. She's not even paying attention to him trying to fight Simo. Right now, Gold Fury less than 10%, and it goes down. Nobody even knew about it. Right now, Fatal getting marked by the Golden Crow is very visible on the map right now, but he's too far away for Iceman to do anything about it.
Simo absolutely just getting taken down to a little bit below half health there by Fatal, as Hu Yi just sneaks in a nice little Gold Fury there. Seems like they're just going to push up this mid, try to put some damage onto this tower. It actually, Collateral drops a box here, and we have Bomberman blinking out, we have Thor dropping in, we have just Iceman hopping back out here, we have Geb running back because he's running away from Shirkan. We have Hu Yi running back trying to get away from Mort Brooklyn, but does end up picking up a kill there on Mort Brooklyn as well. Repap able to pick up the kill over there, and now Wolf King does get killed to the Osiris of Shirkan. Simo once again able to get out of that. It's a 2-for-1 trade in the side of college dropouts.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Wolf King, he blinked in right against that stellar burst from the soul. So unfortunately, right now Fatal getting caught out by Sir Bowerman, who's right now 9-2. Absolutely massive over his direct opponent, his 3 levels behind him. Also right now, if we take a look at the levels, we see the only one ahead on the side of college dropouts is going to be Collateral, who's just got barely a little bit more farm than Wolf King. However, right now over at the Portal Demon, college dropouts were able to take it away using Repap's amazing auto attack abilities to be able to burst it down relatively quickly.
Thor just going in, taking away those beautiful birdies, and then just going over the wall, getting back into mid lane and helping his team push back up. Simo going very, very deep here, trying to get onto Repap and push them away so they can get that easy mid tower, which they will do. It does fall, and now we have a 5v4 in mid currently, with Fatal coming around from the right side.
Yeah, right now from the backside, Fatal is in a bit of an advantageous position. Right now, Fatal is going to surprise Simo by auto-attacking from behind. He's got to be really careful though. Simo's coming around. And right now, the ultimate from Sir Bowerman is trying to catch them in the choke. Collateral taking a lot of damage. He does pop the shell though, so everyone's okay. Simo right now cannot heal, and from the backside, Mort Brooklyn is able to take down Simo. Right now, a lot of trouble Mort Brooklyn is in. The Muffin Man spinning to win, but does not catch the monkey with the final hit.
Fatal is actually invisible right now and is trying to get on top of Bomberman. Bomberman gets a little bit of shielding. Fatal takes out, oh my goodness, there's so many skills going on. Fatal does end up taking out Iceman, and then Iceman, and then, oh my goodness, Bomberman was able to take out Fatal, and then Fatal was able to take out Simo, and just so much carnage going on. But once again, it goes in the side of college dropouts, starting to come back into this game a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of lazy backing on behalf of the Muffin Man, trying to just do what he can to get back. However, he chose to just let them take that middle tower because Soul has arrived, and Soul, her passive, makes those auto attacks do so much damage. She's finally got that Spear of Desolation online. Meanwhile, if we take a look at Bomberman's build, he's chosen to go for the Obsidian Shard first instead of that because he has gone for the Bancroft's Town. That little bit of lifesteal is going to be so important. And right now, Soul does not have any lifesteal, but she does have an ability that does heal her, so she's going to be okay. Right now, we see Mort Brooklyn trying to do a little bit of sneaky monkey business over in his enemy's jungle, and he does steal away their blue buff. Sorry, you got monkeyed.
You just got monkeyed. Shurkan able to secure their own blue buff, and then we have Repap going to secure the purple buff, and then we have Fatal with the red buff. And then we have Iceman going to secure the purple buff for one of his wonderful teammates, as he does have a damage buff for himself.
Right now we see two very different builds coming out of the ADCs. We see the Houyi opting to go towards the full pen build. He's opted towards the Executioner, which every ADC gets, but then he's gone into the Chin side. And this is pretty smart because he's got an Osiris and a Ganesh to deal with. Both these targets are going to be extremely tanky. Over in this left-hand side, though, we see that Iceman gets taken out by a last auto attack from Fatal. Fatal is getting rotated on. The Geb is there. The Blink will be good, and Wolf King takes down Fatal. Unfortunately, that Thor ult was expended, and now the Geb ult's going to be used to get collateral away from his enemy jungler. Bomberman jumps in, uses the Raichu to slow down his enemy. Simo surprisingly pushes him away, but right now the team is just 4v4, trying to see what they can do against each other.
Now, one thing that you may not have noticed is Thor actually did use his ult to drop in there to try and get that secure kill on Fatal. So that is a very big ult down. But Collateral drops the box, but everyone's able to get out of it safe and sound, no problem. But here comes more Brooklyn, and he drops the ult. Simo drops the ult from behind. Bomberman's popping the ult. Everybody's just on top. Mort Brooklyn goes down, a little bit of health. We have Shurkan in the back line, trying to make sure that his team does not fall here. Shurkan just sustaining every single hit that he's given. Simo healing up. Collateral just zoning out. Everybody just being zoned out. Muffin Man's actually trying to chase down Mort Brooklyn in the back. He ends up getting that kill on Mort Brooklyn as well, and now he has to try to get out with his team's assistance. And we have Simo, who's just nice enough to go and help him zone out.
Simo right now getting a bit slowed, pops the Thorns to try and do some return damage. Maybe making Fatal decide twice instead of hitting him. Right now they're trying to pull the Gold Fury, but they are starting to return here. Repap is looking to get ready to steal it away, but DQing people does manage to take the objective. Iceman jumps in and gets Fatal as well. Right now the Muffin Man has returned to base, but Wolf King is so low right now. He does use that ultimate to try and stay alive. Simo takes out Shurkan. Collateral getting very low, and Bomberman takes him down. Right now we've got Repap just sitting on this backhand side, about to go down, and Iceman finishes him off for the deicide.
Serena Boat has also started. I don't know why that would happen when they were starting to come back into this game a little bit, but that deicide is a very, very big game-changing factor, because now we have the 4-1 Hercules, we got the 11-3 Bomberman, we got a 6,000 gold lead on the side of DQ, 13 kills. They're rotating towards that Portal Demon / Fire Giantish area. We have Mort Brooklyn on the mana camp right now, so if Muffin Man gets a bit of damage onto him, which he does, that can render Mort Brooklyn out of their next fight.
And right now we see DQing people trying to pull this Fire Giant. It's about 30% HP right now, and it looks like there's nobody even in range to try and take it away. DQing people get that Fire Giant with little to no fight there at all. Right now they're also going to grab this Portal Demon to go, it seems, and they're just going to backspend their gold and look to push down some towers.
Now, we have DQ with the Fire Giant, we have DQ with the lead, we have DQ also with the Portal. They just have so much that they can use to their advantage to keep extending this game just farther and farther to a victory for them.
This is really all on the back of Sir Bomberman right now. Bomberman has got 11 kills. He is 4 levels on his opposition. He is really showing that this Raijin has got some serious stuff over that soul right now. So he is doing a lot of damage. Right now we see Fatal over in the left-hand side getting that tier 1 tower. It looks like Bomberman's going to have to go and part with his team for just a moment to stop the Izanami from pushing the tier 2 down. Right now we also see that on the front end, DQing people is very split up. They're not really sure if they want to push the right-hand side or the mid tower. So it looks like the Thor and the Hercules will grab that tower, and they've got to be really careful of more Brooklyn right behind them.
Bomberman's actually also chasing Fatal out of that left side, so he cannot go and take more towers. And as we see mid lane, we have Iceman, Simo, and Wolf King just pushing down that mid tower. They are contested, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them not to take this tower.
And right now we see the Muffin Man trying to get that Phoenix at the same time. Muffin Man goes up in the sky, getting the Phoenix half health, lands on 3. Incredible ultimate there from the Muffin Man. Bomberman also gets a ton of damage onto both the Guardian and the Assassin, and is able to take them both down there.
Bomberman actually able to pick up 2 with that double kill there. He is taking a lot of Phoenix damage, but he is able to walk out with about quarter HP. This Phoenix is definitely going to go down here, no doubt about it. Simo just zoning out. They're going to rotate over to the right lane. They're going to take out that right side Phoenix as well. And the only person there to try and stop it is Repap, but he won't be able to do much. There's just way too much damage on the side of DQ, way too much tankiness on the side of DQ for them to be able to stop this.
Yeah, right now DQ has got a full health Hou-Yi right now, and a lot of health still on Wolf King. Wolf King still has his Magi's Blessing up as well. It looks like they're going to go towards that left-hand side tower. All they really need is the Hercules and the Hou-Yi to take down that tower. But if they're going to go for that Phoenix, it looks like they're going to have Sir Bomberman stay safe. And he is getting boxed out by Fatal right now, getting the Gep Shield. And it looks like Fatal's going to get knocked up and spin to win.
And while that was happening, we actually had a tower get taken down in the left side. But now we have Simo and Iceman getting chased out by Repap, Collateral, and Shere Khan. While we actually have the Hoonbats just chasing them out of mid, and they're actually going to rotate towards the left side and help out each other. So they're going to bait a fight here. And so the rest of the 5-man comes around. The Muffin Man able to take out Repap pretty easily. Collateral is about half health. Shere Khan about half health. More Brooklyn comes in, pops the ult. We have Geb popping ults. We have Sir Bomberman dropping ults. We have everybody dropping ults, and we have the Deicide surrender vote going on. DQ wins the match 32-12, 15k gold lead.
Gotta hand it to them. I didn't have the confidence in their draft at first, but they really showed that they had their stuff. And I gotta say, Sir Bomberman, great job, dude. You got everything that you needed to do. You got those early kills, and you stayed safe. And you kept up that farm, and you really showed that you had that advantage in that lane. You really made sure to put that aggression in their faces. You let them know, you gave me a lead, that's a mistake. You don't want to do that. So, congrats to you, man. Congrats to the rest of your team. DQing people for easy wins. You've won this week's 5 versus 5 Battle for Asgard. And gotta say, great job.
Congratulations to you guys, DQ. But that also doesn't mean that, you know, it was not a good game. College Dropouts was playing so well, especially in that last game as well. And, you know, maybe if there was a little bit of a change of the Raja not getting such a big early lead, this could have been a whole entire different game, especially if they would have tried just grouping up against the Rajin when it was early, just, you know, maybe 1v1 with Soul, or maybe 1v2 with the help of the Ganesh also being in that mid lane as well.
Yeah, before it seemed like the calculation from Mort and the rest of his team on when beads were down in the enemy team seemed a lot more precise. This time they were able to get some beads with that Fear No Evil, but it was not really seeming like they could pick those fights like they meant to before, but that was mostly on the back of Sir Bomberman getting such a huge lead in the early game. But like we said, great job from both teams, but we've got to give it to DQing people for easy wins. Great job. Thanks for watching. Just to wrap a couple things up, if you guys are going to purchase gems in the future, make sure that you look at our prices below, or not really our prices, I guess, but we have an offer below that if you choose to buy gems through our Twitch page, then we will get a little bit of a kickback from that, and we would greatly appreciate that. Also, we still have a subscribe button, and soon enough, we're going to get a note. #BlameJithins is coming soon, guys. So keep a lookout for that, and be sure to show up next week for another Battle for Asgard.